It is a gorgeous Saturday afternoon here in Champaign, Illinois, as we get set for a Big Ten top 25 matchup between two teams looking to prove themselves in very different ways. It's the 24th ranked Michigan Wolverines trying to stay alive in the college football playoff race following a tough loss, visiting the 22nd ranked Fighting Illini of Illinois, who are looking to vault themselves right into the thick of that playoff conversation. Alongside James Meninga, I'm Zak Schteingart, thrilled to be bringing you WCBN's presentation of Michigan football. James, how are you doing today?
Zach, I am doing excellent. I am elated to be here right now.
As am I. So, as I mentioned, the Wolverines suffered a brutal loss the last time out to the unranked Washington Huskies, which was a big hit to their playoff hopes after they had just climbed back into the top 10. What do you think they need to do today to get back on track?
Well, Zach, I think what we've seen all year from these Wolverines, kind of what we saw last year, as well as that running is their strong suit. And with that dominant O-line last year, that was enough. And with the J.J. McCarthy quarterback play, there was kind of a tandem there that helped them win a lot of games. This year what we've seen is that they've really struggled in the passing game. They're on their third or fourth quarterback now with Jack Tuttle. So I think the key to this game today is going to be his quarterback play. If he can get something going on offense, that will help bolster the run game. But yeah, I think definitely they need to continue to run the ball well, which they've been doing, but they need to do more to be able to win. They basically beat USC without any passing yards. I think Alex Orji had 92. But obviously that formula isn't going to work forever. They almost lost to Minnesota with that. They did lose to Washington. And now I think the Wolverines are going to need to find the next gear with Jack Tuttle to win this game.
Quarterback has definitely been the big question for this team all year. Tuttle, the third different quarterback starting a game for the Maize and Blue this season. But another big concern for the Wolverines this season so far has been the guys on the other side of the ball, the defense, which struggled to make key stops against the Huskies, and as of late has kind of been letting their opponents get back into games after they've built up big leads. So what do you think Wink Martindale and these guys need to do to find their footing again?
Well, again, that's just another one of the differences between this year's teams, this year's team and last. Last year, those front seven guys, that defensive line was so excellent, and it just really kind of shut down the run game and then forced pressure for the passing game. And we just have not seen that by these Wolverines. So they need to get to the quarterback, and they need to force those, because if Luke Altmaier has time in the pocket today, he's probably going to pick apart this Michigan secondary, which again is something that we've kind of seen all year. Let's hope they can limit. The defensive line needs to limit the junior quarterback, so then to help the secondary out.
The fireworks going off here at Memorial Stadium. But yes, Altmaier definitely having a career season so far. The Wolverines are definitely going to have to step it up in the secondary to contain him today. So outside of Colston Loveland, the Wolverines have just one receiver that has double-digit receptions on the season in Samaj Morgan. So which of Michigan's receivers do you think can step up and become a go-to guy for this offense?
Yeah, well, yeah, again, honestly, I would like to see Colston Loveland get more involved, because this season he has not been as loud as he was last season. He was one of the leaders on last year's team, and you'd expect that with him getting older, entering this season, that he would be a dominant force. But likely by virtue of just the subpar passing game for this Wolverine offense, Colston Loveland has not been that involved. So I would like to see him get engaged a little bit more. But other than that, I'd like to see Kendrick Bell get some receptions. And yeah, I'd like to see Tyler Morris, the junior, get some work in today.
Well, it is a special weekend here in Champaign for this university. They are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Memorial Stadium dedication game, which was also played against the Wolverines, who were coincidentally the defending national champions of that year. The Illini are wearing their throwback uniforms to mark the occasion, with the Wolverines wearing their white tops and blue pants as Illinois runs out onto the field. So, James, this is a very celebratory weekend here for this university. The crowd really showed out. How do you think the Wolverines will handle this environment? Because this is a program that has not been this excited for their football team in quite some time. So, how do you think they'll be able to handle that?
Right. Honestly, I don't think the Wolverines are going to be phased that much by the Illinois crowd. Obviously, they're excited, they're celebrating, but the Wolverines play in front of the big house almost every week, and that stadium is big and it gets loud. And they've been in, and they go into Columbus every other year. They go to East Lansing every other year. So I don't think crowd noise is going to affect these Wolverines too much. But like you said, this is a pretty electric crowd. A lot of fighting Illini faithful out there, but also some Wolverines made their way out into the crowd, Zach.
Yeah, you can see some yellow dotting the stands over on the other side. But yeah, picture perfect day here. 72 degrees, clear skies, just absolutely everything you could ask for out of October football.
How do you like the Illinois throwbacks?
They are definitely a statement. I can say that for sure.
Yes,
definitely not what we're used to seeing, but it's good that they're honoring their tradition.
Right, I've never seen anything like it. For those who don't know, they've got a navy jersey that has brown stripes on the chest, and they have these brown pants. They kind of look like Notre Dame out there. And the helmet, I think, is the most unique part of them. It's modeled to look like old leather football helmets, but obviously they are the traditional helmets.
And here come the Wolverines out onto the field to a not-so-warm reception from this Illinois crowd. The Wolverines looking to bounce back. First game in 2 weeks after the bye last week. They'll come out. Jack Tuttle making his first career start. It feels like, James, it feels like this Michigan team is really ready to get back to the level that they expected to be at before this season. What do you think the environment and the mood is around the locker room right now, especially after the last game in Seattle?
Right. Well, I'm sure they've had a lot of time since Seattle to think about how that game went. They're coming off their bye, and I'm sure they are not happy with how they played last week. I'm sure the new quarterback play is going to kind of give them some spirits, give them something to look forward to. I think they expect to win this one, and I think we're going to see that on the field. I think they're going to be a little bit more disciplined than we've seen so far. They kind of got the season's halfway over. I think they kind of got their wake-up call against Texas and against Washington, and they're not going to count themselves out. They still believe in themselves. They believe in this team, and I think they're going to be able to find a way to be competitive in all their games down the stretch, even against number 2 Oregon and number 4 Ohio State. And I think that all starts. The second half of the season starts here. They're probably looking at this. They're a 0-0 team right now. They have 6 games left to prove that they can win the Big Ten championship, that they can go to the playoffs, and it starts today.
Team captains at midfield for the coin toss right now, as we will wait to see.
Got 2 minutes until game time.
Yep, just under 2 minutes, clock ticking. And so this crowd getting fired up. Team shaking hands. And it appears
Head official might make an announcement here. Not sure who won the toss.
Yeah. Waiting for the signal from the officials. But Jack Tuttle getting warmed up on the sideline right now, having a catch with Colston Loveland. It appears that just under a minute to go until kickoff here in Champaign.
No official announcement from the officials as to who won the coin toss. I'm sure the players know. We, however, still do not.
Officials spread out. Well, I personally want to say I am thrilled to be here. This is an unbelievable environment. And it appears that the Wolverines are going to start the game on defense as Dom Zavada gets out there to kick the ball off. And the Illini return team waits deep.
I've been watching a lot of NFL this year, Zach, and it's refreshing to see the non-dynamic kickoff out here on the
absolutely
college players
how
play.
It should be. The Illini players getting into it on the sideline as Swag Surfin plays over the speakers here. And we're ready to have a football game here this afternoon. James, it's a pleasure to be here with you, my friend.
Absolutely, dream come true. It's my first time in Champaign, Illinois. Beautiful city.
Me as well. Zavada getting set to kick the ball away.
Illinois with one man in the end zone. 5 up front.
And we are just about to get started here. Crowd's getting fired up. Zavada, the kick is away, and we are underway here in Champaign. And the kick will sail through the end zone for a touchback. And so out comes Luke Altmaier and this Illini offense. Altmaier having a career best season so far. He has been put on multiple Davey O'Brien Award watch lists with his play so far. Transfer quarterback from Ole Miss, second year with the Illini. And he will start the game.
Yeah, Zach, I'm really looking forward to seeing him play. He didn't have a great year at Illinois last year, but he's been playing much better this year through the first half of the season.
Starts the game in shotgun with the back lined up to his left, to his right. Man goes in motion. Altmaier takes a snap, looking, fires over the middle, and he's got his man for a completion. That is Colin Dixon. That is Colin Dixon, the redshirt freshman out of Tallmadge, Ohio. And the Illini going hurry up. Tuttle takes the snap, hands it off straight up the middle, and that will be a minimal gain.
And they were just short of the first down on that completion to Dixon, but I think that
looks like they got it on that last one. Yes, 1st and 10. That'll be a first down.
Again, no problem so far here for this.
Nope. Yep.
This
They're going up tempo offense. Altmaier out of shotgun. 2 backs lined up to his left and right. Takes the snap, fakes it, now gives it, and he runs straight up the middle with a convoy, and he breaks a tackle, gets to the sideline, and he will be brought down at around the 35. That was Aiden Lawfery, the redshirt sophomore from Gibson City, Illinois, with a big gain.
Yeah, that's not what the Michigan defense wants to see out here. I was talking about them coming out more disciplined, but they've given up. I've not really had much will in what's happened so far. 3 plays in there, and the Illini are down to the 35.
Yeah, not the start the Wolverine defense wanted to see. Altmaier in shotgun, back lined up to his right. Now he motions him out, and it looks like there was some movement on front. Both players, both sides pointing at each other, trying to signal that it went the other way. We'll see what the call is here.
Yeah,
the Illini are signaling that it's against Michigan.
Yeah, I saw Meraki Page, the strong safety, jump for Michigan.
Yep, that'll be an offsides call, which will move it to 1st down and 5 for the Illini. Definitely a very unorganized start for the Wolverine defense, with the big chunk plays given up and some miscues as well.
And the student section is letting them hear it here at Memorial Stadium.
Altmaier in the I formation, back behind him. Takes the snap, fakes it, has a man on the screen pass, and that is blown up. He will go nowhere. That pass was complete to Pat Bryant, who is this team's leading receiver. That'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty solid play there for the Illini. I like the play call, getting that ball out quick, gives the opportunity to make a big play. Don't leave the ball in the hands of Altmaier for too long.
Altmaier takes a snap out of shotgun, looking, gets away from the pressure, still looking, directing traffic downfield. Now will take off, and he will gain about 4 yards on the scramble, but it'll be 3rd down and 3.
That was good there by the Michigan secondary. They didn't. Altmaier had some time in the pocket, eventually scrambled out to his right, but the Michigan secondary took away all his options. He just had to improvise and run up for himself. And he gets a short gain, puts them in 3rd and manageable here.
3rd down and 3. Altmaier by himself in the backfield out of shotgun. takes the snap, gets it out quickly on the slant, and it is too high for his receiver, Zachary Franklin. Went off his hands. He had a chance to get it, but it falls incomplete, and the field goal team will come out for the Illini.
Yeah, that was dangerous there for the Illini. That bounce out of the receiver's hand, and Quentin Johnson there was there for the Wolverines. If he was playing a little softer on his receiver, he might have been able to pick that as it was tipped.
Yeah,
it was a solid stand there for the Michigan defense, though.
Field goal attempt coming here for the kicker, David Olano. And the kick is up. And it is good. And the Illini take an early 3-0 lead as the fireworks go off once again.
That was a good opening drive for the Illini. Obviously, they slowed down a little bit after that one big play, but they seemed pretty dominant in that first half of that drive.
Yeah, definitely a very efficient drive there. They were really having it moving. It didn't seem like there were much gaps in their play. The only thing that really seemed to throw them off was that last play, the incompletion. But they were really moving the ball well, and they seem to have the Wolverines on their toes. So we'll see how the defense responds their next time out.
Yeah, I appreciate the bend don't break mentality of the Wolverines there. I hope they can continue that up for the rest of this game. This is how we've seen a lot of their games start, is an okay defensive showing on the first first drive, first two drives. But then, like we saw in the Texas game, things kind of get out of hand for them rather quickly. And if they were putting up points to match those of their opponents, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But let's hope that Jack Tuttle and this new look offense can respond to this 3-0 deficit that they're currently in.
Yep. Jack Tuttle getting set to come out as the Wolverines' starting quarterback for the first time in his career. The seventh-year senior who previously spent time at both Utah and Indiana. James, what are you looking to see out of him today to really get this offense going and this passing attack going? Because it's been non-existent for the Wolverines during these first few games.
Right, so with Tuttle, we saw in the Washington game, he only had like 90 yards, but he did come in towards the latter half of that game. I appreciated his ability to throw the ball downfield and his confidence. He ended the game with 2 picks, but I'm excited to see him just kind of like put the ball in his hands, let him go to work. Alex Orji wasn't given much of a chance to do what he wanted, obviously because the coaching staff might not believe in his ability to throw the ball deep down the field. Jack Tuttle, I hope that he plays with confidence and they let him open up this passing game a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll see if this offensive play calling changes a little bit with the Wolverines maybe willing to take a few more deep shots down the field. But as you mentioned, Tuttle did have 2 costly turnovers toward the end of the Washington game that ended up being very costly to the Wolverines. But yeah, he was also helping them move the ball much better than they have recently, especially that one play in the third quarter, I believe it was, to take the lead when he scrambled out of the pocket, threw it across his body, and somehow found his man in the end zone. That's the kind of improvisation plays from the Wolverines, making something happen that we really haven't seen from this offense lately. So we'll hope that we'll see if Tuttle can bring that spark.
Right, Zach, I think you're absolutely right. I think that's something that J.J. McCarthy did so well during his time here at Michigan was the ability to just improvise and when the play breaks down to use his legs or use his arms to make something happen.
Illinois kicking back off to the Wolverines, and that kick is going to be fielded in the end zone where he will take a knee, and that'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. So here now comes Jack Tuttle and the Wolverine offense, and the Wolverine faithful have to be extremely anxious to see what this offense is going to look like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first few plays here are going to be pretty indicative of what we see for the rest of the game.
Yep. Donovan Edwards starts the game in the backfield, lines up behind Tuttle, who is in shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. Motions a man inside, makes a run, goes deep down the field on the first play, and it is going to fall incomplete, a little bit to the right and out of the reach of his receiver.
That's Amorian Walker was the target on
Amorian
that
Walker,
play.
yeah.
Like I said, I said that I hope that the first play would be indicative of the rest of the Wolverines' offensive game plan, and I can't say that I'm disappointed. If they're taking shots on the field like that, that tells me that Sherman Moore, he believes in Jack Tuttle, and I'm excited to see the rest of this game.
Motions a man from the left. 2 backs in the backfield. Tuttle gives it straight up to Edwards, who goes up the middle, and he is going to be stopped for a gain of only about 2. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, so this is one of those situations where with Alex Orgy at the helm, you're kind of in a bad spot for the Wolverines. Obviously not great 3rd and 8, but now we know they have the option to throw it, as Donovan Edwards gets stuffed there for just a gain of 2. Kind of something we've seen with him, kind of without a less dominant O-line than he had last year. He struggles to break away and break tackles.
3rd down now. Crowd letting the Wolverines hear it. Edwards lines up to the left of Tuttle. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tuttle takes the snap, looking, has some time, and once again, just a little bit of a miscommunication with Colston Loveland, the intended target. But the ball was a little bit behind him, and it'll be 4th down and 8 for the Wolverines, who will send the punt team out there. Yeah,
that one looked like he just kind of missed Loveland, kind of threw it to his left and couldn't get a hand on it. Yeah, even if he did catch that, it looked like I don't think he was going to go very far, maybe a gain of 6.
Yeah. First 2 passes for Tuttle, not the most accurate, but we can definitely see that they have confidence in him throwing the ball. So we'll see if they continue to draw up those deep shots as the punt is away. It's a high kick, and a fair catch is called for at about the Illinois 40-yard line.
11:06 here to play in the first after both teams' first drives. Illinois has a 3-0 lead as we enter a media timeout.
Yeah. So, James, what were your thoughts on the first offensive drive of the day for the Wolverines?
Well, like I said, I was happy with Tuttle throwing the ball. I think even if he's missing passes or they're falling incomplete, I admire. They don't want to ruin his confidence. They don't want to feel like he's just there to hand the ball off. So I appreciate, even though the deep field shot to Walker was no good and he missed Loveland there. 2 plays you wish you would have gone your way. They stall out. They force your drive to stall out. But I think that they have something. They might have something here, and we're not going to know based on 1 drive. So let's hope the Michigan defense can make another stop and get the offense back out there.
Yep. 2-time Olympic gold medalist Jordan Poulter being honored on the field right now. Definitely a lot of Illini alumni here for this celebratory weekend.
Absolutely. Looks like we've got a packed house here.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was lamenting on this when we got in here, Zach. I've never been to the only 2 football stadiums I've been to are the Big House and Spartan Stadium. And both of those are drastically different in terms of how they're set up to the Memorial Stadium here in Champaign. The student section, just facing the field, kind of its own separate body. I kind of like it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely helps them establish their presence as compared to the rest of the stadium.
Right, absolutely.
Historic stadium here. This is the 100th anniversary of this Memorial Stadium that we find ourselves in today. It has seen a lot of history. An entire century of football has taken place in this stadium. And the Illini are certainly doing their part to honor the stadium's beginnings. In particular, they're honoring the 100th anniversary of the dedication game of this stadium, which, as I mentioned, was also played against the Wolverines. Illini player Red Grange scored 6 solo touchdowns in that game. He was doing everything: running, receiving, kick returns. He did it all for that team, and that was what cemented him as a legend around these parts.
Pretty impressive. Do you think we'll see anybody here with 6 touchdowns today, Zach?
My money is on Kalel Mullings.
Yeah, I hope so. He's been kind of the story of this Michigan team so far. He kind of came out of nowhere. We thought Donovan Edwards would be getting all the RB1 reps, but after the first few games, Clem Munning's kind of established himself as the clear #1 option on this Wolverine team.
Yeah, Mullings definitely has really set himself apart in this early season. Obviously had the huge play late in the game against USC. As the Illini come back onto offense here, Altmaier lines up in shotgun, a back to his right. Motions a man from the right side. Takes the snap. Play action, and he tried to find his man on the slant. Crowd wants a flag. They won't get it.
That was Jaya Hill on the coverage. He got his hand in there, broke it up.
Yeah.
It looked to me like he made a play on the ball, but the crowd disagrees.
Tried to find Franklin on the post route over the middle. Tight coverage there by Hill. And so it'll be 2nd down. Altmaier goes back into shotgun, back to his right. Takes a little bit of time to get everything sorted out. Some movement going on in the backfield. Wolverines bring bunch a little closer to the line. Altmaier takes a snap, looking, has some time, now faces some pressure, fires it, and it is going to be caught for a 1st down at the 40. That was the wide receiver Hank Beatty, the junior from Rochester, Illinois.
And that was Hill again on the coverage there, targeted twice in a row. Did not get the better of his receiver this time.
Oh, and it's going to be called back by penalty. So scratch that. Crowd not happy about that one, but that wipes out what was really a great catch by Beatty. Bobbled it a little bit, established control, got the foot down in bounds on the sideline, but it will be all for naught as the Illini now face a 2nd and 20 from the 30-yard line.
I think we got confused there, Zach, because on the Jumbotron on the scoreboard, they had the flag up as orange, and flags are usually yellow in football.
Very strange for sure. Altmaier takes a snap, now gives it a run straight up the middle, and they are going to get a lot of that yardage back, as that was Lawfery again on the carry. That'll be a gain of 11, and it's 3rd down and 9.
He got close to the original line of scrimmage, and so now we got third and a little long for Luke Altmaier and this Illini offense. Let's see if Michigan defense can get off the field here and give Jack Tuttle another shot.
Altmaier out of shotgun. Back to his left. 2 receivers out. Motions a man. Altmaier takes the snap, has some time, dances away from the pressure, and he just chucks it while he's going down. Could be intentional grounding, but either way, it'll be 4th down. A good stand by the Wolverine defense.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get him for grounding on that one. It looked like he scrambled out and left the pocket. That was Josiah Stewart with the sack for the or not the sack, the pressure for the Wolverines. He had him as he was going down. The officials are actually talking about it. I wonder if they will call grounding on this.
Stewart, the Wolverines' leader in sacks, almost had another one there. And there will not be intentional grounding on that play. But regardless, it's 4th down and 9 for the Illini on their own side of the field, so that means they will bring out the punting unit.
Altmaier had a receiver in the area, was the message from the official. So they avoid the big negative play. It doesn't change much. They'll be punting anyway. And Jack Tuttle will get another shot to see the field.
Altmaier just tried to prevent a bigger loss by just getting rid of the ball as he was being brought down to the ground by Josiah Stewart. And the kick is away. It's a line drive kick. Backs him up to the 10-yard line where he will call for a fair catch. And that was Samaj Morgan, the deep man for the Wolverines.
It's a pretty impressive punt, I will say. It kind of pins the Wolverines back.
Pin the Wolverines back. And we will see. The offense had a little bit of time to regroup. Maybe Jack Tuttle gets some of the nerves from starting his first game ever for the Maize and Blue out of the way. And we will see if he comes back out there firing on this next series.
Still in the first quarter, 9:58 left here at Memorial Stadium. Illinois leads Michigan 3-0.
Once again, you are listening to WCBN Ann Arbor. Live from Champaign, Illinois. Made the trip out here this afternoon. Thrilled to be here.
Right. How'd you like the drive, Zach?
There was a lot of corn. Passed a lot of corn on our way here, but it's very cool to see the heartland of America up close and in person.
Yeah, definitely some good old Midwestern football happening here with Michigan making the trip. About 5.5 hours by car, close to 300 miles between these two campuses. Kind of
Indeed.
not something I would call a historic rivalry, but Michigan did have some trouble with Illinois 2 years ago. If you remember, they went undefeated in the regular season, but they played a game. I think they were here in Champaign. And
I believe that game was actually in Ann Arbor.
Oh.
This is the Wolverines' first trip to Champaign since 2019.
Well, there you go, good call. But the Wolverines struggled against that Illinois team 2 years ago. They went undefeated in that regular season, like I said, but I think they were down. They were trailing by 1 with less than a minute to play in that game. And they had J.J. McCarthy to make some magic happen on fourth and 1. If you remember, that's actually the game that Blake Corum went down and had a season-ending ACL injury.
Yeah. Jake Moody accounting for over half of the Wolverines' points in that game back in 2022, including a long game winner to keep the Wolverines undefeated. And Moody now making some waves in the NFL for the San Francisco 49ers as he actually holds the record for longest field goal in Super Bowl history. So Wolverines making an impact in the NFL.
That's right. He might have been Super Bowl MVP if they had won that game, but
I agree.
They fell short.
Jack Tuttle back out there with the Wolverine offense. Lines up in shotgun. Kalel Mullings now in the backfield. And
Yep.
Two receivers to the right, one to the left. They're bunched up on the right side over there.
One high safety for the Illini. Big play opportunity for the Wolverines.
Man goes in motion for the Wolverines. That's Marlon Klein. Tuttle gives it straight up the middle to Mullings, and he will have a gain of about 5. And that'll bring up second down with 9:52 left to play in the third quarter, in the first quarter.
Yeah, this run game for the Michigan Wolverines is something that I hope they don't lose it. I hope it stays a part of their identity for a while. I think the ability to play hard-nosed, tough football and kind of run through defenders kind of makes them special. So if they can get medium yardage like that, big chunk plays in the running game, that'll definitely open some stuff up here this afternoon.
Tuttle motions a man over from the left. That's Morgan. And Tuttle takes a snap. It's another give to Mullings, who finds a lane, and it looks like he has enough for the first down. He broke free over the left side, and yes, that will be a first down and 10 for the Wolverines up to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, like I said, another great run by Mullings. Just clearly the RB1 for this Wolverine offense, which again, not a lot of people expected coming into the year, but he's taken the opportunity in stride, and he's made a lot happen. Definitely, probably if I had to pick an MVP for this team so far this year, he would be it.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Tuttle now lines up under center. Edwards motions from the left. They pitch it to Edwards, coming on the little reverse. He finds some room on the sideline before being pushed out of bounds at around the 32-yard line. It's for a gain of about 6. It'll be a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, I like that play call there by the Wolverines. That's where Donovan Edwards is kind of dangerous. He's not like Blake Corum. He'll just run it up the middle, run it down your throat. You got to get him in space, get him away from defenders, give him opportunities to get fast. That 6-yard pickup, that's not a bad run for Donovan Edwards. I hope they do more creative stuff like that with him.
We have definitely seen the big play potential from Edwards in the past and this season. As Tuttle takes a snap, fires it quickly, a screen pass to Morgan. Morgan looking for some blocking, and he will get it out to about the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Wolverines, and we'll see what the 3rd and short play call is here.
Right, pretty consequential 3rd down at the 35.
Absolutely. We'll see if the Wolverines can get a good drive going.
The crowd here is letting him hear it. They're getting loud. They do not want this 3rd down conversion, but here we go as they line up.
Yep. The crowd definitely making themselves heard. Tuttle and shotgun, back lined up to his left and right. Edwards moves around a little bit, and the Wolverines will take a timeout, their first of the half.
Yeah, that was a play clock. Play clock got on to about 2 there. I wonder if there was a miscommunication, or if their plan was to take a timeout. Maybe they were looking for the Illini to jump.
Yep, trying to avoid the delay of game call there. Would not have been what they wanted, backing them up from a 3rd and short situation. But yeah, the Wolverines trying to get a good long offensive drive going here. That will definitely inspire some confidence in both their signal caller, his teammates, and the fan base.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I'm expecting a run up the middle here with Mullings, but I'm sure that's what Illinois is expecting as well. So maybe
I'm sure everyone in this stadium is expecting that.
Right, so maybe they'll surprise us.
Yeah, as you were talking about, the Wolverines have definitely embraced that smash mouth, run the football down their throats identity. And it seems like they're almost entirely relying on that philosophy so far this year. And it has won them a few games so far. But what we've seen the past couple of years with all of the success that they've had is that they're able to establish that run the football identity, but they're also able to balance it out with a good passing attack. And we just haven't seen as much of that balance this year. So we will see if the quarterback change can get a little more of that balance going back into this team.
Right, absolutely. You mentioned that the success in previous years compared to this year. 4-2 is a pretty respectable record for a team halfway through the season. They're on pace to make a bowl game. They should. It's just that the expectations set by Jim Harbaugh, J.J. McCarthy, and Blake Corum the past 3 years have kind of left this team almost in a shadow. They feel like, and the fan base expects them to kind of live up to the hype of the past few years, and if they don't, it seems like a disappointment. But I'm not unhappy with this Michigan football team. I think they're a solid team. Obviously, the loss to Washington hurts a little bit, but I wasn't overreacting after their loss to Texas. Texas is the #1 team in the country, and I think they're very respectable. So I'm very excited to see how the second half of this season goes for these Wolverines, to see if they can be contenders in this Big Ten. Maybe not for a Big Ten title, just to be a competitive team. I think if they go 4-2 down the stretch here with losses to Ohio State and Oregon, they'll end with 8-4 record, make a solid bowl game, and I don't think that'll be a disappointment of the season at all.
Hell's bells blasting over the speakers here at Memorial Stadium as the Wolverines face a 3rd down and 2. Tuttle and shotgun in the I formation with Mullings directly behind him.
Two safeties.
3 receivers set on the right side. They're all bunched up on the right. Motions a man from the right. Tuttle takes a snap. It is a give right up the middle to Mullings. And it looks like he might have enough for the 1st down. We'll see what the call is. And it will be a 1st down.
Yeah, look, it was a little hard to tell looking at it, but the sideline official gave him that spot. It looks like he got a yard beyond the sticks there. It'll be a fresh set of downs for the Wolverines.
Yep, as we said, pretty easy to tell that would be the play call there, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Wolverines face a fresh set of downs from the 37-yard line with 6:50 to go in the 1st. Tuttle back in shotgun, Mullings behind him. Fakes a run, goes deep down the field. He's got Loveland open, and it is just out of his reach. Loveland tried to dive to make the catch. Had a lot of separation there, but it falls helplessly incomplete.
Yeah, again, I like the fact that they're going deep. That ball just could have been placed a little bit better by Jack Tuttle. It was a little bit too far for Loveland, and he had to dive for it. Would have been about a 30-yard pickup, but Wolverines will line back up for 2nd and 10.
Yep. We will see if they continue going to those deep shots. They've certainly not been shy about taking them so far in this one. Hasn't really worked out for them so far, but we'll see if they stick with it as they motion a man from the left side. Tuttle gives it to Mullings. Mullings goes over. Actually, no, Tuttle kept it himself. He fooled me, and that'll be a gain of about 2. He faked the handoff to Mullings, took off around the right side, and that'll be a 3rd and 6.
Right, yeah. I saw Tuttle there with the ball. I was a little confused, but yeah, that was a good play call. Trick to you, probably tricked some of his defense. Solid pickup for the Wolverines. And So yeah, we're not seeing Jack Tuttle be one-dimensional here. They'll draw him stuff up. Usually they would have Alex Orji do something like that, but they're saying, Sherman Moore saying no. Alex Orji's not, or Jack Tuttle's not one-dimensional. He can run, he can, and he can throw too.
Wolverines right back at third down. A little further to go to the sticks this time. Loveland goes in motion. Tuttle takes the snap. He's looking, fires to the sideline. He's got Morgan, and it looks like he's going to be short of the first down.
Right, looks like it'll be third and maybe a short 2 for the Wolverines here.
We'll see, and it looks like the Wolverines will bring the punting unit on the field.
Oh, I forgot about that first incompletion. It's 4th down.
Yep, 4th down and 3. Pass was complete to Samaj Morgan on the out route, but it was not enough for a first down. And the Wolverines, after getting something going, are going to punt it away. Kick is in the air. It's a high kick, goes out of bounds at around the 15-yard line, where the Illini will take over.
Yeah, that one, that punt at the crowd confused her a little bit. It kind of looked like it was going to be short.
Like they weren't sure if it was a shank or a booming kick, but definitely had some distance on it.
Right.
Backs the Illini up, and we will see the defense. The defense for the Wolverines definitely rebounded from their first series on the last drive. Got some good pressure in there. Altmaier was running for his life on a couple of those plays, but we will see if they continue bringing the house, which is the Wink Martindale specialty. He loves his blitzes.
That's right. 5:14 here to play in the first at Memorial Stadium in Champaign, Illinois. Illinois offense on the field now.
Altmaier fakes the snap, has his man on the completion, breaks a few tackles, and he has a couple of his guys pushing him forward for a first down. That pass was complete to, looked like it was Pat Bryant, once again the leading receiver for this Illini offense, and he picks up a first down. Yeah,
that was good. He caught that a few yards behind the sticks, but he was able to make a couple guys miss and fall forward with the assistance of a couple of his guys, pick up a fresh set of downs for the Fighting Illini.
Yep. Ball now at the 39-yard line for a 1st and 10, 4:35 to go in the first quarter. Altmaier in shotgun, back straight behind him. And it is a give, has some room up the middle. I believe that was Aiden Lawfrey again. They are really relying on him to be the bell cow, as their starting running back, Caden Fagan, is out with an injury today. So Lafferty getting his share of touches. It looks like he's going to be the guy that they're going to rely on today in his absence.
Right, absolutely. We've seen a couple good runs from him. That one for a gain of 6, pretty solid run for a team that looks like they can both run and throw the ball pretty well.
Altmaier takes the snap, looking. The pressure's coming from the backside, but and he goes down. But there'll be a flag down near the line of scrimmage, and we will see what the call here is.
Yeah, that was Jayshawn Barnum for the for the Wolverines getting to him.
And that'll be a hands to the face call on the Wolverines, which will give the Illini a new set of downs. Would have been a huge defensive play for Michigan, their first big one of the day. But instead, it's a first down for the Illini, who are now past midfield.
Right, you see Luke Altmaier there. He just he was kind of taking kind of some blame for that sack there. He just he lost the defender, and he kind of got to him, but it was negated by the penalty. So all's well that ends well for the Illini.
Man goes in motion. It's Colin Dixon. Altmaier takes the snap, looking, has some time, now takes off up the middle. He's got a lot of room to run, and he's going to dive forward for some extra yardage for what looks like a gain of about 5. Yeah, gain of 5 will be 2nd and 5. Good job scrambling there by Altmaier to get out of the pressure.
Yeah, there was just nobody over there for the Michigan Wolverines. And if Altmaier obviously is not a run-first quarterback, and if he was, you probably would have seen him kind of take that ball up the middle, maybe look for a gain of closer to 10 or 15. But he falls forward, avoids all contact, and makes something out of nothing for the Illini.
First time today we've seen him use his legs. Now he lines up under center Josh McCray now in the backfield. They pitch it to him. It's a double pitch on the reverse. That's Pat Bryant who got the end around, but it'll be a short gain, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short for the Illini. Actually, that was a loss of 1.
Right, a little trick play there. Trick play there for Illinois, but Michigan kind of snuffed that one out pretty quick.
Yeah, took a little time to develop, and that might have prevented them from getting the yardage they wanted on that one.
Right, absolutely. I do like some trickery, though.
Yep. The offensive coordinator, Barry Lunny, going into his bag of tricks on that one, but it'll be 3rd down with Altmaier in the shotgun. McCray lines up to his right. Altmaier takes a snap. The Wolverines are coming with the pressure. Tries to find his man over the middle, and there will be a flag for pass interference, and that will give the Illini another 1st down. Was trying to find his man on the slant over the middle. Tight coverage there, but it draws the penalty.
Yeah, I'm no official, but I'm not sure I agree with the call there. It looked like he was making a play on the ball. Altmaier didn't have much time there.
That was Amir Hall on the coverage, and he gets called for the penalty there. So the Illini get their 2nd 1st down from a penalty on this drive.
Right.
And that moves them down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, costly penalties for the Wolverines here on this drive. You'd like to see them more disappointed. It feels like it's we've heard the Illinois student section chant, "You can't do that," kind of a lot here tonight.
Yep. We'll see if the Wolverines can get going. Altmaier takes the snap, and it looked like there was some movement up front, and it appears that this one's going to go on the Illini for a false start, and it will.
Yeah, they ran up there really quickly. It was a little strange. It looked like they just didn't. Yeah, he didn't fully get set. Illegal formation. And that'll back the Illini up a little bit.
Yeah, so they've been fortunate. They've been on the fortunate side of the penalties on this drive, but that one backs them up. And it'll be 1st and 15 now with 2:05 left to play in the 1st quarter here. Ball is on the 34-yard line. Altmaier in shotgun with a back to his left, right, and behind him. 2 tight ends to his left and right. Directly beside him, takes the snap, gives it to McCray, who gets a minimal gain, takes it right up the middle. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, still short of that original line of scrimmage for the Illini. If the Michigan defense wants to make a play, make a stand, this is the opportunity to do it with 2nd 14. McCray only got a gain of 1
Gain
there.
of 1 on that one. Just under 2 minutes to play here in the 1st quarter, excuse me. Altmaier back in shotgun. McCray to his left. 3 receiver set with the tight end going in motion. Altmaier takes the snap, looking, takes it off of the middle, and that'll be incomplete. He tried to find Colin Dixon over the middle, but it was just out of his reach, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
We heard a disgruntled Illinois fan to our right shout, "Run the ball," to Luke Altmaier. And I can't help but agree. It looked like he had some room there.
Seems that he's not really agreeing with the play calling here so far.
But no, that's just an opportunity there where you can either force a not great throw or take it with your legs. And obviously Altmaier, he wants to throw the ball. He doesn't want to run it. But kind of a missed opportunity there for the Illini as they're looking at 3rd and 14.
Altmaier trying to get things in order at the line. In shotgun with McCray to his left. 3 receivers set on the right side. Altmaier takes the snap. Pressure's coming. He fires, and he has his man in the seam. That is complete to Zachary Franklin for a 1st down.
No, he's going to be just short. He's at the 20. It's going to be 4th and less than.
4th and 1, it says on the board, but that seems like this will be more 4th and inches for the Illini. And you have to believe that they are going to bring their offense back out there to try to pick this one up.
Yeah, there's no question. They could kick their field goal right now, but they want to come. They want to make a statement against this Wolverine team. They want to take a 2-score lead here.
They want to seems like they want to just punch it right up the middle. Altmaier now goes under center. Everybody's bunched up at the line. The Wolverines moving around on defense. Tight end goes in motion. Altmaier turns and gives, and it looks like he's going to be stopped for a loss. And the Wolverines come up with a huge 4th down stand. What a play.
Yeah, great work by the Michigan front line there. As they knew that, everybody in the stadium knew that was going to be a run, and they were able to shut it down pretty quickly. There was a loss on that play, and the Wolverines will take over on downs at their 22-yard line.
That bend but don't break mentality that you mentioned earlier really coming into play there, James, as the Wolverines just swarming to the ball carrier there for a loss on 4th down and 1, which stifles what was a very good-looking offensive drive for the Illini, but it comes up empty, and Jack Tuttle and the Wolverines offense will get back on the field now.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, Michigan offense gave up a big 13-yard catch there, but they were able to shut it down at the last minute.
Motions out Colson Loveland. Tuttle takes a snap, fires over the middle, and that'll be his first completion. Huh? That'll be his second completion, excuse me. Found his man. That's Marlon Klein, the tight end. And it looks like the Wolverines are going to let the clock run out to the end of the quarter here.
Not hard to get confused there, Zach, because what we've seen from Tuttle is like 3 or 4 deep balls fall incomplete, and he's not completed a ton of passes, but this is 2 now where he's just kind of short slants for 4, 5, 6-yard gains, which is kind of a lot of the stuff. Whenever we saw Alex Orji do it, we saw that's kind of what we saw. So hopefully that the deep ball connection with Tuttle starts to work out, starts to develop. But the short yardage stuff will get them. It's not terrible. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the Wolverines trying to get a drive going past midfield and into Illini territory for the first time in this game. Didn't see a lot of that on their offensive series in the first quarter. Maybe you can attribute that to working out some of the kinks of having a new signal caller there and maybe tailoring the offense around him a little bit more. This may be different from what the Wolverines have been used to playing with so far this season.
Right, absolutely. And as far as things go for the Wolverines, obviously you would have liked to come out of that quarter with points. But being down 3-0 in a top 25 matchup, not so bad. They have a chance on offense. They'll be at their 27-yard line when we come out and go into the second half, or the second quarter, excuse me.
Yeah, the Illini band playing their hearts out. We've got a few guys down on the field doing a little can-can dance. Gotta love college football Saturday. There's nothing like it.
No, absolutely not. I've played at this stadium a few times in my NCAA 25 a dynasty team.
Yep, road to glory. Just a quick update on some scores in college football around the country. Missouri pulls out a late win over Auburn, avoiding the upset there. They were behind in a good amount of that game. Georgia Tech with an early lead over Notre Dame. Could be something to watch there. Alabama and Tennessee is underway. That is definitely a big game in the SEC.
Right, absolutely. I'm not sure how it ended up going, but Miami and Louisville were tied at 38
that was
in
a
the fourth
shootout.
quarter.
And Miami pulled out a win 52-45 in a high-scoring game in that one. Big Ten foe Indiana dismantling Nebraska today, 56-7. The Wolverines will be traveling to Bloomington to take on the Hoosiers in a few weeks, and they are looking like a very good team right now. So that could be definitely a game to watch for the Wolverines.
Yeah, that one moves Indiana to 7-0, and that'll be, depending on how this game goes for the Wolverines, that'll be a big time matchup for Michigan. Whether if it's another get right game for them, or if they kind of can extend a winning streak. Because Michigan's schedule here on out, it's I was saying words of encouragement, saying like a world where they go 4-2 down the stretch here and make a bowl game. But there's also is a world where maybe they only win one game of the next 6. Northwestern at home, their final home game. Obviously, they're going to be favored in that one. But the rest of the schedule isn't that easy. You've got Illinois here, who obviously are no pushovers. They're putting up a fight. They lead 3-0, and then that good Indiana team, as well as Michigan State, who's frisky next week. A lot for Michigan to think about here. as they take over on offense now at their 27-yard line, 2nd and 5.
Second quarter getting underway here now. Tuttle alone in the backfield, out of shotgun. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left as Loveland goes in motion. And he brings Edwards to his right side now as well. And Tuttle takes the snap. It'll be a give to Edwards, who stopped for a loss immediately. That'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Wolverines.
And again, Edwards has been struggling this season. And it's kind of just things like that where they try and run him up the middle, and he just, the first sign of contact, he kind of goes down hard. And I'd like to see him more involved in the passing game or with jet sweeps. Just this run up the middle, I think, works really well for Clell Mornings, but clearly not so much for Donovan Edwards.
That one a loss of 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Wolverines. Tuttle and shotgun. Edwards goes to his left. They bring Edwards, Loveland in motion again. Tuttle takes the snap. Pressure's coming immediately. He takes off, and he loses the football, and the Illini are going to recover it at the Michigan 40-yard line. Jack Tuttle trying to make something happen with his legs. Looked like he would have had enough for the 1st down, but he loses the football. The Illini jump on it, and that is a costly turnover by Jack Tuttle.
Yeah, that's not great for them. That play kind of broke down, and Tuttle didn't have anywhere to put the ball, so he takes it and does it himself, but he's just and then that was Gabe Jankis who punched that ball out of Tuttle's hands. Yep. So you like what you see there if you're a Michigan fan at first. Tuttle improvising, kind of like we see Alex Orchie do. But then again, he just couldn't protect the football, and it'll be a costly turnover, and Illinois will start at Michigan's 38.
Had a lost fumble against Washington, has another one there. Jacobs, the Illini's leading sack leader, as it is a give up to middle straight to Josh McCray, who bounces off the official, found some room up the middle, and that'll be a big gain for a 1st down.
I'm sure McCray's a little frustrated there. That official kind of got in his way. He didn't want to run him over, so he stepped to his left and kind of lost some speed. But a pretty solid run for another fresh set of downs for the Illini.
Was in danger of getting a little bit trucked there as Altmaier takes the snap from shotgun. Pressure's coming again. Fires to the end zone. And that is going to be another flag on the Wolverines secondary. The Wolverines looks like they're going to be giving up yet another 1st down due to penalty.
Yeah, that one, I saw that one. That was pretty obvious. That was Amir Hall. Yeah. He kind of pushed the receiver in the back there because he kind of got beat. I don't know how catchable that ball was, but as soon as that push comes out, that flag is going to come out. Good call there by the official, but sets the Illini up on there.
That sets up the Wolverines at the Michigan 13-yard line, and they are now directly in the middle of the red zone, looking to go up more in this game, looking to punch it into the end zone for the 1st time, and get an early, noticeable lead over the Wolverines.
Zachary Franklin was the target on that penalty.
Altmaier gives it to Josh McCray. And that time he'll be stopped for a gain of about 3. Tried to run it up the middle, but the Wolverine defensive wall was right there to meet him.
We've seen it twice now where the Wolverine offense bends and doesn't break, but it might be kind of harder on this one as the Illini are going to be a 2nd down from looks like Michigan's 8-yard line. Looking for to make this a 2-score lead with 13-13 to play.
Defense may be getting a little gassed after being put in this situation numerous times already as Altmaier motions Pat Bryant to the right, takes the snap, gives it to McCray again, and he is met. Mason Graham was the first one in there. The Wolverines' heart and soul of the defense, and that is going to be a 3rd down and 6 for the Illini.
All right, so not a lot of room to run there for McCray. Let's see what the Illini do here. Maybe they want to take a timeout and talk about it. They haven't used one yet this half. They have 12:35 to play here. I don't think it'd be a bad idea to do it. There's 13 seconds on the play clock. Huddle breaks.
So 3rd down and 6 for Altmaier in shotgun with McCray lined up to his right. Altmaier takes a snap looking to throw. Looks, faces some pressure, and the Wolverines are going to get him for the sack. but the Wolverines are going to, the Wolverines get him for the sack. That'll be 4th down. That was Derek Moore and Josiah Stewart combining on the sack. It'll be a loss of 6 and 4th down and 12 for the Illini.
Yeah, that was another one where Altmaier just, he kind of got confused there. Looked to his left, looked to his right, and then there were two defenders on him really quick. Again, really good defense, put in a bad spot by the Michigan offense, but they are able to make a stand and force this field goal try.
David Olano out there for a field goal to go up 6-0. And the kick is good. So that is now a 2-score lead for the Illini, looking to make a huge statement win over the Wolverines here at home.
Yeah. In Michigan here, you're not pretty costly if you lose and you fall out of the top 25 poll for what feels like probably the first time in 3 years. But only down 6-0 right now. Offense will get another chance. Jack Tuttle will get another chance to respond, make up for his lost fumble.
Yep. Good defensive hold. Definitely the Wolverines, in some ways, fortunate to only be down by 6 right now with how well the Illini have been moving the ball, and especially with the lost fumble on the wrong side of the field. But the defense able to hold both times, force a field goal try, and some really good pressure there on the 3rd down play. Josiah Stewart, the Wolverines' leader in sacks, getting notching his name on another one.
Yeah, no, I want to give this Michigan defense some credit here. While Illinois has made their way down to the red zone a few times, it's largely due to penalty, which is obviously not great. But on the stat sheet, the Wolverine defense is not doing bad. They're holding Altmaier to only 33 yards on 4 completions. So definitely it's something to be said about the pressure that they're getting and the bad passes that they're forcing. Of course, you don't want penalties are kind of messing them up a little bit. But if they can get that in check, especially down the stretch here in the first half and then into the second half, I think the Wolverine offense, if they pick up steam, can kind of establish themselves in this game.
Yeah, the low passing yardage for Altmaier, especially notable considering the Wolverines rank only 130th nationally in passing. That has definitely been a struggle for them so far this season. And Altmaier having the season he has been, that was definitely a concern for the Wolverines going into this game. But to this point, they've managed to contain him. Not much going through the air for the Illini offense. They've got a very talented trio of receivers in Bryant, Franklin, and Dixon. And we haven't heard those guys' names called a lot. So obviously the issues in the secondary still somewhat there with the costly penalties, especially on some 3rd downs where the Wolverines would have gotten off the field otherwise. But give them some credit. They are definitely tightening up on this passing attack.
Yeah, a lot to like about how this Michigan defense is playing right now. Let's just see if the offense can
help them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Illini getting set to kick it away back to the Wolverines.
For any Michigan State fans out there, they will be here at Memorial Stadium on Saturday, November 16th. You get 4 for $69 for senior day.
Pretty good deal, though, if I say so myself.
I think you're absolutely right.
The kick is away, and it looks like it's going to go into the end zone again, and it will be kneeled down for a touchback to bring the Wolverines out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that one was kind of scary for a Michigan fan. Almost looked like it was going to not sit, or it looked like it was going to sit down, maybe fall on the 2 or 3 yard line, but it does end up getting into the end zone. 11:35 here to play in the first half. Michigan down 6-0 to the Illinois Fighting Illini, and Jack Tuttle will get another chance. Just had a costly turnover on the last drive, fumble after scrambling for a first down. And now they will start at their, Michigan will start at their 25 rather.
Tuttle takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looking, has some time, fires over the middle, and it is intercepted. Another costly turnover by Tuttle as he runs down the sideline, makes a man miss, and he is going to be stopped just short of getting a pick six.
Wow.
Bad decision there by Tuttle, threw it straight to the defender. And a great return.
That is Miles Scott.
Miles Scott
the
on
junior,
the pick.
The Illinois native. I don't know what Altmaier was looking at. It looked like he just threw it right to him.
Tuttle.
Oh, so sorry. Yes, Tuttle. Tuttle looked like he just threw it right to him.
The officials gathering here. We'll see what the conversation's about. Oh, a defensive holding will negate the interception and give the Wolverines the ball back. Wow, the Wolverines catch a huge break there.
Wow. Wow, you're right. Yeah, wow. Miles Scott had what looked like it was going to be a pick six, forced out of bounds at the 2-yard line after Jack Tuttle threw the ball. It was right to his hands. I didn't see the flag come out. It must have been late, but defensive holding calls it back. And the Michigan offense catches the break, and the Illinois fans are not happy about it.
If you're an Illinois fan, you got to be livid about that one. From jubilation to despair in just a few seconds, as the Wolverines will now have a first down and a fresh start. As Tuttle takes the snap, they'll get him right back throwing the ball. Tried to go over the middle, but that one will fall incomplete. Looked like it was just in and out of the hands of Max Bredesen.
Right, haven't seen him targeted yet today. Kind of a backup tight end, so they go to him sometimes.
Brother of former Wolverine Ben Bredesen.
More you know. 2nd and 10 here for the Wolverines.
Seen him go in motion a couple of times, and now it's Edwards going in motion. As Tuttle takes a snap, it's a give to Edwards going over the right side, has some room, and he loses the football, and the Wolverines give it right back to the Illini. So after being gifted a fresh set of downs after the interception, the Wolverines give it right back to the opportunistic defense.
Oh my goodness, Zach, you do not
This is turning into a mess for the Wolverines very quickly.
You do not see that often. That's one of those ball don't lie moments you like in college football. If you're an Illinois fan, you're probably elated after that pick by Tuttle is called back. Donovan Edwards fumbles the football 3 plays later.
No break coming for the Wolverines this time. The play stands, no laundry on the field. It will be Illini football on the 49-yard line.
Just the discipline we were talking about on the defensive side of things. Obviously, some issues with the penalties and whatnot, but they've been pretty solid. And on the offensive side of things for Michigan, it looks like discipline is what they're lacking. That was, including the one that was called back. That's 3 turnover plays in what felt like 7 or 8 plays, which is just not where you want to be as an offense. And they're huddled up. They're going to talk about it for a while. It's just Donovan Edwards. That's one of your leaders on this team. He was on the national championship roster last year, obviously, and you would just like to see. Like to see somebody like him not make a mistake like that. And again, we'll have to see this Michigan defense respond to a bad spot that the offense put them in. And let's see if the Illinois offense, which has been a little bit not taking advantage of the opportunities they've been gifted, see if they can march down the field and make this a 2-score game, which they can do with a field goal.
Sharon Moore cannot be happy with his team's performance right now. One can only imagine what he is saying to them in the huddle right now. The veterans on this team have been the ones making the costly mistakes, which you obviously don't expect to see from them.
Right, that's never really a good sign. Usually they're the ones encouraging the younger players after they make a mistake. But we'll see. Hey, obviously nothing's over right now. We've got 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes to play in the first half. And of course, you don't want to turn the ball over 2 times in the first half. But let's see. Nothing's happened that can't be undone right now for the Wolverines. So the defense will get back out there, and the Illinois offense will continue to talk about it, see if Altmaier can get his numbers up. Let's see, because they're going to want to – this is as much of a test right now for the Illinois offense as it is for the Michigan defense.
Yep, that was the second lost fumble of this game for the Wolverines. Both, I might add, coming after big gains that seemed as if they would go for first downs, but ultimately it goes in the favor of the Illinois defense. As Sweet Caroline blasts over the speakers, everybody in the stadium singing along.
That's right, Illinois fans, top of the world right now.
Yep, they gotta be extremely energized by their team's performance so far. And this is a song that'll get any crowd going no matter where you are. Good scenes from the home crowd right now as they are very happy with how their guys have come to play in this one.
Absolutely. Now Illinois offense will get a chance to respond from their own 49.
Altmaier takes a snap out of shotgun. It is a give to Laffery, and he is going to be stopped for what looks like a loss, and that'll bring up second down and long. Yes, loss of 2 for second down and 12.
Yeah, forward progress makes that loss of 2 and not a loss of 7. Looked like he got pushed back pretty far there by the Michigan defense, who again are not rattled by their offense's mistakes. Good play, good way to set the tone here for this drive by the Michigan defense.
Laffery now lines up as a receiver on the right side. Altmaier takes a snap out of shotgun, gets it out quickly, looking for Laffery near the sideline, but it falls just short of him, and it'll be third down for the Illini.
That ball was wobbly. It fell short. Did somebody get a hand on that? I can't be sure. But good start again for this Michigan defense. 3rd and 12 already for the Fighting Illini. And if the Michigan offense can get this ball back again and have another shot, it would really feel like a break for these Wolverines.
They've gotten a couple breaks so far with how their defense is getting them good stands, but they've just not been able to do anything with it as Altmaier in shotgun takes the snap. Pressure is coming up the middle, stands in there, and he has his man for a first down. It is caught by Zachary Franklin, who had to come back to the ball to make the catch, but he gets his hand under it. And that'll be a first down as the Illini move the chains.
And this is, again, what we've been seeing from this, from the story of this Michigan defense's game is kind of struggling on third down, whether it's a penalty or a big play. They're on first and second down, they've been really solid. Tackles for losses, incomplete passes. But on third down, they're just kind of feels like they're giving up everything.
Altmaier under center now. Turns and fakes the handoff. Had a little bit of a jump, running for his life to the right, scrambling. Looks like he's going to take off, and he is going to get a good gain there. Taking off down the sideline as he spreads his arms out a little bit. He is feeling it. It looks like that is going to be another first down for Illinois.
I was just critiquing Altmaier's running, but he proved me wrong on that one. He bumped into it on the fake handoff. He bumped into Josh McCray. It looked like he might have lost. He was going to lose his footing and fall down, but he ends up turning that into what looked like a 12, 13-yard run.
Now Altmaier back in shotgun. Gives it to Josh McCray, who runs up the middle. Gets spun down for a gain of about 4. Yes, gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Right, you can tell this Michigan offense this Michigan defense rather is a little tired after their first 2 plays of the drive. It feels like they've kind of given up everything.
Only makes sense with how often they've been put out there. After a while, you're going to start to see some exhaustion from those guys.
Right, absolutely. See if they can force another field goal here on 2nd and 6.
Altmaier in shotgun. McCray to his left. 3 receivers to the left. And it's a give. Oh, no. Altmaier takes it again. Cuts up the middle. Falls forward for another first down. Altmaier is really making things happen with his legs now.
Right, absolutely. That's 2 big running plays for the junior. And was almost back-to-back. Yeah, really getting his legs under him. Really, he's feeling it. He's feeling confident. And you can tell that him and this Illinois offense want to score here. And the way it's going, it looks like they might. Starting at the 13-yard line now.
Altmaier takes a snap and shotgun. Looking, has some time, fires to the end zone. And some contact there in the end zone. And they are going to get another flag. Wow, the mistakes on defense just continue for the Wolverines. That is about the 4th or 5th first down they've given up due to a penalty in the secondary.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that call. A couple of them have been good. That one I do not agree with.
Yeah, definitely a little testy. That one called on Zeke Berry, and he is not happy about that call. Definitely made his feelings about that known to the officials. But it will now be 1st and goal for the Illini at the 2-yard line. And we'll see if they can punch it in this time after a couple of failed red zone tries.
Right. Barry obviously getting some contact on the receiver there, but it was after the ball was thrown, and he was definitely making a play on the ball. Not sure how I feel about that call.
Altmaier under center, fakes the handoff, looking, fires to the end zone, and his tight end goes up and grabs it for the Illinois touchdown. That was the tight end, Tanner Arkin, going up and getting the jump ball from Art Altmaier, who placed it perfectly. And the Illini finally get it in the end zone after a couple of tries that came up short that resulted in field goals. But that time they get 6, and it is now a 12-0 lead for the home team.
Yeah, that's kind of a mismatch you see is when you've got linebackers lined up on a tight end in coverage. That's Ernest Hausman on the coverage there. Tight end just able to go up, make the play on the ball, and pending the field goal, Illinois is going to be up 13-0 here in Champaign.
Wolverines' leading tackler drops into coverage there. Did not work out as the extra point is good. And the cannon goes off. God. It's a 13-0 lead for the Fighting Illini.
Illinois' cannon caught me by surprise there.
Yeah. Yep. As we mentioned, celebrating a milestone weekend this weekend in Champaign. And the Illini are coming out with a spirited level of play to make sure they don't let the legacy of their former players down. And they have been moving the ball very well. It seems like the Wolverines just have no answers for them offensively or defensively.
No, I think you're right. And this Illinois team, how they couldn't play bad wearing those uniforms. You know what I mean? They just look so clean out there. Maybe wearing those uniforms has brought them back to their glory days a little bit. They are feeling themselves. They are moving the ball efficiently. The defense is making some key plays, forcing a couple of fumbles here in the first half. And the Illini have just found ways to get things going, and it just seems like the Wolverines cannot get out of their own way, stopped in their tracks. Right. I'll say Michigan, they kind of where they sit in this game is kind of a similar spot to where they stand this season. They've shown flashes. They obviously have not been all bad, but they're in a hole right now, and you really want them to come out and respond and kind of be the team that their fans expect them to be. So down 13-0, not all hope is lost, but if Jack Tuttle and this Michigan offense doesn't get something going here, they're going to fall behind by more. This is the first time this season outside of the Texas game, right, where they've been down big early. They trailed Washington for a while, but they were able to make that a tie game before Washington got away with it again. So we've seen this Wolverine team not be down not that often, but I'm interested to see how Jack Tuttle in his first start here this season can respond to this 2-score deficit.
Yeah, Wolverines definitely not living up to expectations so far as the defending national champions. But, you know, with all the turnover that they've had on the roster and on the coaching staff, it could have been expected that it would take them a little bit to find their way again. But as you mentioned earlier, we're now halfway through the season, and it seems like there are just still no answers for the Wolverines at the biggest positions, namely at quarterback and receiver.
Right. Yeah, we'll see what happens if Jack Tuttle continues to perform the way that he has today. I'm not sure if he will be the answer, but we don't want to count him out. There's a lot of football left to be played here. And like you said, defending national champions. If you looked at this game in August or in July, you probably wouldn't have even given it much thought. You would have said, "Yeah, Michigan will beat Illinois probably. It probably won't even be a good game." But now, as we've seen, Illinois and Michigan both having surprising seasons just for opposite reasons. So this fan base, as we can see, still all here. Student section still packed. They're all excited about this team. They're excited about this game. And let's see if Michigan's able to respond with 7:53 here to play in the second quarter.
Kick is away. This one is a short kick that'll bring him out of the end zone. It is returnable. It's fielded at around the 10-yard line, and a solid return up near the 30-yard line. Looks like that was, yeah, it looks like, seems like that was Keyshawn Harris on the return there for the Wolverines.
Right. The Lansing native.
Yep, I know you like that. So the Wolverines get back out there now facing a big hole as Tuttle takes the snap, gives it up the middle, and Mullings looked like he could have broken that one, but he gets tripped up. But he'll be close to the first down marker. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Wolverines.
But Khalil Mullings, again, he's just been so impressive this year. And just in his ability to run through contact and have big plays.
It seems like he always finds a way to get some positive yardage, which is more than we've seen from a lot of from Donovan Edwards, namely.
Right. So good first play there for the Michigan offense. Let's see what they do on second and 2.
Tuttle under center now. Mullings alone in the backfield. Tyler Morris motions. It's another give to Mullings, who finds a hole, and he gets a first down, but gets tripped up at around the 45-yard line. But that will move the sticks for the Wolverines.
Yeah, another good run for Mullings. He ankle tackle there, falls forward, able to make a good play. Oh, that ball. I guess he was down a little bit.
Seems like
shorter.
he was down by contact.
Yeah, he'll be at the 43. It looked like he might have gotten to the 45, but he'll be spotted at the 43 for 1st and 10.
Mullings now lines up as a receiver on the right side. Tuttle in shotgun. Now Mullings motions to the left and now lines up behind Tuttle. And it is another give to Mullings. And once again, finding ways to get some positive yardage, churning those legs to about the 50-yard line.
Right. So what we've seen so far the last few times the Michigan offense has been out here is we saw Altmaier fumble and then throw a pick that was called back. Then we saw Donovan Edwards fumble. And now we're not seeing either of them involved. All we've seen so far is Khalil Mullings runs. So let's see if Sherrone Moore still trusts his QB to throw, still trusts Donovan Edwards to run, or if they're just going to try and run this ball with Khalil Mullings 12 times into the end zone.
Let's see if they stick with a hot hand. As under center, it's another give to Mullings. And he drags some tacklers forward, and it looks like that'll be a first down for the Wolverines, and it will. So Khalil Mullings making things happen for the Wolverines on this drive.
Yep, so they're into Illinois territory. This is one of those drives you would see if they were up by 3 or 4 late into the game. This is late into the 4th quarter, but no, they're just running the ball every time with Khalil Mullings here. It doesn't seem like they want to throw it. They're a little, Sherrone Moore might be a little concerned with Jack Tuttle, but again, we'll see. They're going to be at looks like the Illinois 47.
We've seen that this is the offensive philosophy that they go to even when they don't have a big lead, even facing a deficit, trying to win the game. But Tuttle in shotgun now. Bredesen and Mullings in the backfield. Tuttle fakes the handoff, rolls right, has a completion to Loveland. Loveland breaks down the sideline, and he'll pick up a first down for the Wolverines. Tuttle found Loveland on the crossing route for a passing first down for the Wolverines.
Yes, I'm very happy to see Colston Loveland get involved on this offense. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I wanted to see him more involved because he just hasn't really been this year, and I think that's kind of by virtue of not ideal quarterback play. But if Jack Tuttle could just kind of get him the ball just like 3 or 4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, let him make a play. He's a big tight end. Get him 4 or 5 catches a game, and I think good things will happen like we just saw there.
Tyler Morris motions into the backfield now. Tuttle in shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Mullings, has his man breaking out of the backfield. I believe that's Loveland again.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Loveland came out of the backfield, had a little bit of space to run on the sideline before getting pushed out of bounds. And that will be another first down for the Wolverines, it looks like.
Wait, it'll be close. I don't know if they're moving the chains yet.
Excuse me, it'll be 2nd down and very short.
Yeah, very, very short. Don't know if you can get much shorter than that, but yeah.
Oh, it'll be a first down.
Yep, official.
First down after all.
Yep, official makes the signal, and again, right. So, like I said earlier, you saw Tuttle make his mistake. You saw Donovan Edwards make a mistake, and so now they're putting the ball in the hands of Mullings and of Loveland, and it's worked well as they're like on the edge of the red zone now.
Tuttle takes the snap, fakes the handoff, finds Morgan on the screen pass. Morgan trying to make some things happen, and he is going to get down to close to another first down for the Wolverines.
Yeah, these short passes behind the line of scrimmage and just kind of in the flat have been good for the Wolverines. No issues for the Wolverine offense on this drive. This is a well-oiled machine that you would have liked to see at the beginning of the game, but better late than never.
It seems like the Wolverines have dialed it back a little bit on the aggressive play calling, just getting some screen passes, dump offs, and just hand up straight up the middle to ease this offense back into a groove.
And the Illinois faithful gets loud as Michigan is in the red zone.
Tuttle in shotgun, gives to Mullings, and Mullings churns forward and gets pushed forward for what looks like is going to be another, it'll be another first down. The scoreboard down marker going through all four on that one. But it is going to be 1st and goal for the Wolverines now, their first of the game.
And again, that's just something that Mullings has done so well all year. It's just that tough running. He runs through contact. He drags defenders with him. And there was contact just at right when he left the line of scrimmage, maybe 2 yards past it. And he just dragged those defenders with him and fell down at the 6-yard line.
Getting close to the 2-minute timeout here. Another give to Mullings. Mullings tries to bounce to the outside, and he will get a little bit closer to Paydirt, down to about the 2-yard line. And it looks like this one, I think there may be was there a timeout here or the clock stops? I think.
Not sure. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 2, though. Chloe Mullings with that another power run.
Looks like clock is going to run down to the 2-minute timeout here. So first goal line situation for this Michigan offense. And we'll see if they continue with the run or try to catch the Illini defense off guard a little bit, maybe a little bit of play action, get a man open in the end zone. We will see what the play call is here after the 2-minute break.
Yeah, that was Benjamin Hall actually on that last run to the Illinois 2-yard line, the sophomore from Georgia. So
getting a few new faces involved in the offense.
Right, more running backs getting involved for the Wolverines.
Yep.
Especially we have not seen Donovan Edwards since his fumble. We'll see what the Wolverines do at 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Yep.
And now the Wolverines, if they able to score here and get a stop before the end of the half, they will come out of the half with the ball as the Illinois Fighting Illini started on offense. So Michigan, if they're able to score here, won't exactly be double dipping, but if their defense holds up, which they've done for a majority of the game, they might have a chance to overcome this 2-score lead pretty swiftly.
Teams back in their own huddles as former Illini running back Chase Brown is being highlighted on the screen here. Had a pretty big game against the New York Giants last week.
I like Chase Brown. Did you know that he went to Illinois? I did not.
He had a pretty decent game the last time these two teams faced in Ann Arbor. But, yeah, just like that game, Illinois playing and the Wolverines very tough. Brett Bielema, the head coach for the Fighting Illini, has talked a lot in the build-up to this game about how he is still haunted by that loss. He felt like the Illini let an opportunity to get a big statement win on the road slip through them in that one. And so it seems like they're taking out their frustrations from that game on this Wolverine team now. And it is evident on the field in that they have a 2-score lead.
Right, I think you're absolutely correct. And let's see if this defensive unit by Illinois can kind of make what would be a pretty big stand on 2nd and goal. But I'm expecting Michigan to kind of keep it simple here, just kind of run the ball up the middle, to the side, just anything they do can either push Clell Mullings or maybe one of those other running backs that we've seen into the end zone.
The Illinois band is filing onto the field now, getting ready for their performance at halftime in this game. I should let everybody listening know that when the halftime hits, we are going to turn the headset over to our WCBN colleagues Luke Beally and Henry Wong, and they will take you through the final 30 minutes of this one. But for right now, the Wolverines face 2nd and goal. Tuttle out of shotgun. And it is a give straight up the middle. And it looks like is going to be just short of the goal line.
Yeah, we'll see the replay here. The officials on the sideline spotted him short. And so now it'll be third
down. The Illini defense not budging. I think that run was for no gain. So that was another give to Benjamin Hall. They're getting him more involved in the running game for sure.
Looks like there might be a timeout here as both teams run to their respective sidelines.
I believe that was a timeout by the Illini.
Right. I want to talk about this one. It is a pretty impactful third down. The difference between a field goal and a touchdown here is pretty significant. That's, I guess that's assuming that the Wolverines would kick a field goal here if they were short, which I'm not sure that they would with that's hard-nosed football style. Like maybe they would take risks. That ball is placed at the 1 yard line, so they got two chances to just punch this ball in. Let's see if they take both of them.
Definitely not a stretch to say this is the most important play of the game right here. As the Illini faithful get on their feet, they want to let the Wolverines hear it. Third down and goal from the 1 yard line. Tuttle under center. It's a give right up the middle, and Mullings is going to be stopped.
Yep.
Stopped short. No running room there. And we will see if Sharon Moore keeps the offense out on the field.
Honestly, I'd like them to. It's hard to stop the same run 4 times, but we'll see what happens.
Well,
I think kind of something that you're seeing right now is maybe Sharon Moore doesn't have that much faith in Tuttle. Being down to the red zone like this and running it 3 times in a row when clearly it might not be working. I would have expected a throw by now.
No hesitation about keeping the offense out there with the ball on the 1 inch line. It's 4th down and goal. And it looks like the Wolverines are going to call, or actually, that'll be another timeout on defense, it looks like. So both teams will get a little more time to talk this over. With this being such a pivotal play, you want to make sure that both teams want to make sure that they have absolutely everything perfectly out there.
Right, honestly, and if I'm Sharon Moore right now and I'm talking about this, I'm thinking that obviously the run may not work. I don't know why the run would work this time and not the other times. Maybe I'm letting Jack Tuttle make some magic happen. Maybe I'm rolling out Colson Loveland to the right side and I'm throwing him a high ball. But we'll see what happens here.
A little bit of play action might get the defense on its toes a little bit. Catch him off guard, open something up. But they could just as easily stick with what's been working this entire drive and just give it straight up the middle, or maybe try to make something happen on the outside. We will see what the play call is here. But
on the scoreboard, we're seeing a replay, and it looks like
the play is under review. They're checking to see if he did indeed cross the plane. He stretched the ball going over the pile.
Yeah, he might have been in.
I'm not sure. He may have broken the plane.
I'm not sure if this has been being challenged or if it's. Oh, it is under official review.
It's an official review inside of 2 minutes.
Yes, absolutely.
So
the Wolverines are talking about.
We will see if they get the points they're looking for after all. It looks like the ruling on the field stands. 4th down now. Here we go. The Wolverines face their best chance of scoring this whole afternoon so far. And we will see if they can finally punch one into the end zone.
That's right. It's loud here in Champaign. The fans are looking for a stop. Let's see what the Wolverines can do on 4th and goal from the half-yard line.
Electric crowd right now. We talked about how much this game means to the Illinois fan base, and they have certainly showed out today. They are letting the Wolverines hear it. We will see how Jack Tuttle and the offense manage this energy level. Taking a little bit of time here.
And they're still talking about something. And for what is the 3rd or 4th time?
Play still being held up here. Not quite sure why just yet. Not sure if this is a team taking timeout or if this is just a stoppage in play, but either way, both teams will go back into the huddle.
Yeah, both teams have run back to their sideline 3 or 4 times before this 4th down is taking place.
They've had a lot of time to go over what the plan is for this play.
Definitely making the fan base earn it. Definitely a lot of anticipation here. And as they go out there again, we can't help but hope that this is the last time.
Let's do it for real this time. 4th down and goal from the 1-inch line. Here we go. Jack Tuttle lines up under center. Mullings in the backfield. It's a give straight up the middle. Mullings dives over the pile, and it's a touchdown for the Wolverines.
Right, Shrumore didn't listen to me. He kept doing the same thing he was doing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the Wolverines' running mentality right now is certainly not broken, as they've hit pay dirt for the first time this afternoon, and they get on the board, and it is back to a 1-score game just before the half.
Right, and that Club Mullings, again, hero this season, hero of that drive. It was just him and Colston Loveland, and some Benjamin Hall action towards the end there.
Yeah, Benjamin Hall getting involved on some pretty key plays there. Dom Zavada out there for the extra point, the Arkansas State transfer. The kick is up, and it is good, and it is a 6-point lead game here in Champaign, with the Illini leading 13-7 with 1:40 left to go in the first half.
Right, and if you're Michigan here, you would have hoped that maybe there'd be less time on the clock and you could just go into halftime with a touchdown under your belt. But Illinois will have some time to respond here, as there are there's 1:40 seconds left on the clock. Illinois has 1 timeout. I can't imagine that they'll be too aggressive here, but Michigan is getting the ball out of half, so they have the chance to come out and take the lead out of halftime. So if I'm Illinois here, I don't think I'd play conservative. I think I'd work hard to kind of continue to set the tone for that Michigan is in my house, and I want to show them that I'm here.
Yep. This being back down to a 1-score game now. We'll see if the Illini can make use of the time they have to bring that lead back up a little bit. But regardless, the Wolverines and Wolverine fans have to be happy with the offensive output on that drive. Just running it straight down the throat of the Illini, and it paid off big time as the Wolverines get in the end zone for the first time this afternoon, as the kick is away, and it is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback, and that will bring the Illini out to the 25-yard line.
All right, again, you gotta wonder what the Illinois offense is going to do here.
Yeah, we'll see if they decide to play this one conservatively, like you mentioned, or if they just go guns blazing and try to get some points before the half.
Right. Again, they can't be too conservative, as Michigan still has 2 timeouts. So if Michigan wanted this ball back, they could get it with just 1 stop.
So Altmaier in shotgun now in the I formation. The tight end Tanner Arkin motions left. Altmaier turns and gives to, I believe that is the running back Josh McCray, and that will be a very minimal gain. Stopped at around the 26-yard line for a gain of 1. Clock continues to run down here. 1:20 left to go in the half.
Yeah, clock's running, so Michigan's not taking any of their 2 timeouts right now, so maybe they're not looking to get this ball back.
Neither are the Illini. So shotgun, Altmaier takes a snap, has his man on the slant. It'll be a first down for Hank Beatty, the wide receiver. Had his man on the slant, got some extra yardage after that.
And the first down will stop the clock. There's 1:06 remaining in this first half. Clock's running now.
Continues to run now. Altmaier in shotgun takes the snap. Looking, pressure's coming up the middle, but he takes off again and has plenty of room to run. Altmaier takes the contact and gets past midfield to about the 46-yard line, and he just continues to make things happen with his legs, which honestly, the fan to the right of us wanted to see them run the ball a little more. I don't think he expected it to come from the quarterback, but that's working for them. As Altmaier back in shotgun now. Back lined up to the left, takes the snap. Looking, takes off again, fires across his body, has his man on the sideline. That will be close to a first down It's Pat Bryant once again.
And Bryant goes out of bounds there, stop the clock.
Yes.
The
Heads-up play there.
Yeah, the Fighting Illini here are encroaching on field goal range, so they could make this a two-score game again going out of the half, which would just be kind of take the wind out of Michigan's sails.
Yeah. Looked like the momentum was swaying back in the Wolverines' direction for a little bit there, but with this offensive series from the Illini, we will see what they're able to get out of it.
All right, and you got to imagine this defense is tired. Obviously, they had a break there on that long offensive drive, but obviously there's holes in this defense right now.
It's a give straight up the middle to Josh McCray on the draw play, and it looks like he's going to have enough. Oh, he's going to be just short. It'll be 3rd down and inches as the clock continues to run under 30 seconds now. The Illini trying to get things going, trying to hurry this up.
Yeah, they want to save their timeout for a potential field goal, so they're not using it.
Altmaier takes a snap. It's a give again to McCray, who breaks to the outside, and he'll pick up the 1st down, and you would imagine that they use their timeout now. And it looks like they...
looks like they...
Yeah, looks like...
First down will stop the clock.
First down stops the clock.
Not,
Altmaier spikes the ball, takes 3 seconds off the clock. Seems a little bit premature to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me with 13 seconds on the clock and a timeout. Not sure why you hurry up to the line to spike it with the clock stopping on first. Oh, they want to talk about this play, of course. Because they're right on the edge of field goal range. They could they could kick a field goal right now. They're 2 for 2, but they probably want to get a little closer. So stop the clock. 11 seconds to go. And they'll probably throw this one out to the side to try and get some yardage before a field goal try.
Tight end Arkin goes in motion, lines up to the left of Altmaier, who takes the snap from shotgun, looks to take off of the middle again, faces some pressure, and he will get some yardage with his legs once again. And now the Illini will use their last timeout with 4 seconds left for a very makeable field goal attempt for David Alano.
Right, really well put together drive there by Illinois. We were talking about how aggressive they wanted to be, and clearly they weren't just going to walk into the locker room. They want to continue to make their presence felt. They want to make this again a two-score lead, and pending this field goal, it will be.
Yep. So the Illini looking to close out the half with some points to maybe grab the momentum back after surrendering a touchdown to the Wolverines for the first time this afternoon.
Right. Certainly no gimme as the ball's on the 26-yard line. It'll be about a 43, 44-yard field goal.
Yep. Haven't mentioned it on any of the previous field goal attempts, but there's very little wind here in Champaign today, so not much standing in the way of these kickers making their kicks as Olano lines up for the field goal. It's about a 50-yard attempt, and the Wolverines block it! The Wolverines block the field goal, and they get another stand on a field goal. That's been a trend that we've seen a lot this season. And so the Wolverines get the big defensive stop heading into the half, and it will remain a one-possession game. Wow, that is huge going into the second half, where the Wolverines will get the football to begin the second half. So that is a big momentum changer after it looked like the Illini were going to get some points to end the half there.
Massive play by the Michigan defense there. It's just, again, we've seen it again and again. Outside of that one touchdown let up, bend, don't break is what this Michigan defense has been doing. A minute 40 there, Illinois drives down the field. They get in field goal range, and they're lining up to kick this field goal. What do? They jump over the line. They block the field goal. Honestly, just great effort, great defensive awareness by the Michigan Wolverines. And it remains a one-score lead, and Michigan will get the ball coming out of the half with a chance to take the lead.
Yep, the Wolverines have seen their fair share of missed field goals and blocked kicks that have come as huge defensive stands for them this season. Had a couple against Washington last week, and that kept the game a little bit closer for the time being. But that is huge for them to keep this a one-score game. Michigan's points on the board courtesy of Kalel Mullings, who I might add was my classmate last semester in Psych 223. Shout out Dr. Eric Fretz. But so Mullings punches it in from a yard out, and so the Wolverines are going to go into the locker room with some renewed hope for the second half as they get the ball back to begin it.
Right, absolutely. And so what we saw from this Michigan offense was they were a little stagnant at the beginning of the game. They didn't have a lot going. Tuttle missed some throws, and Donovan Edwards got kind of stuffed up a little bit at the line of scrimmage. And then they had some costly turnovers that we saw. We saw the Tuttle and Donovan Edwards with a fumble apiece. The almost pick six by Tuttle that did get overturned by penalty. It's just there were numerous mistakes by the offense. But then on the final drive that we saw from them, we saw them kind of put all that behind them and just play tough football. They ran the ball with Mullings like 8 or 9 times on that drive. They threw the ball to Loveland. Loveland notched 2 receptions on that drive. The Michigan offense has kind of found a recipe for success against this Illinois defense. So I'm excited to see them come out in the second half and maybe put that together again.
Yep. Defense with definitely their share of costly mistakes with some penalties coming in the secondary. Some on third downs that would have given the Wolverines a stop otherwise. But, yeah, as you mentioned, that last offensive drive really seemed like they found the guys that they wanted to keep going to in both Kalel Mullings, who really was largely responsible for moving the Wolverines down the field on that drive. And they were getting Colston Loveland involved a lot more. We talked at the top of the broadcast about who we would want to see involved more in this game. And Loveland has really been the guy who stepped up to lead the Wolverines in receiving, as he has been all season long. He is their leading receiver this season. And outside of Samaj Morgan, he is the only Wolverine receiver with double-digit receptions on the year. So he is definitely proving to be the go-to guy for Jack Tuttle throwing the football.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, this Michigan team, the defense again. I think the story of the offense is good, them putting the mistakes behind them. But I think Michigan is in this game because of their defense right now. Obviously, giving up 13 points, not ideal, but it could have been much worse, all things considered, with the mistakes that the offense made. The defense was able to respond. Obviously, they did give up a touchdown, but holding Illinois to 2 field goals and then blocking that field goal at the end, just good discipline by the Michigan defense, not getting frazzled, making a stand, and giving an offense the chance to go out here in the second half and take the lead.
Yeah. Down by 2 scores late in the first half is definitely not the spot the Wolverines wanted to nor expected to be in coming into this game. But to their credit, they dug deep and they found a way to cut this game back to a 1-score game, sticking to their identity of just running the football, again, dialing back on the aggressive plays and the shots down the field, which may have rattled Jack Tuttle a little bit, but they're seeming to ease him back with short crossing routes, short passes, get some run after the catch from the receivers, and it certainly proved to work well for the Wolverines on that last offensive drive of the half.
Right. I hope we do see Tuttle throw the ball deep a little more. We saw it at the beginning of the half, and then after some mistakes, they kind of reined him in. But again, I don't know how many football games you can win just running the football. We saw it against USC, but we didn't see it against Washington. So after the Mullings drive is what I'll call it, I hope they kind of mix and match. They do some of that, but also they get some more deep throws to go down the field and kind of win and hopefully take the lead out of the half.
Yep. The Illini marching band out on the field as they honor the alumni. And I would just like to say it's been an absolute pleasure taking you through the first half of this one. I know I speak for both James and I when I say this is a dream come true for both of us to be able to broadcast the Michigan Wolverines football team, which is such a huge part of the identity of this and the fabric of this university. We have both been following this team for a long time, and so we are just very, very happy to have this opportunity.
Right, absolutely. So we'll turn it over to Luke Beally and Henry Wong out of the half, but we'll leave the Nats on so you can hear this Illinois marching band go to work.
Yep.
This special day as this week's Spirit of the Illini.
Good afternoon and welcome to halftime at Memorial Stadium. Today we take you back to the roaring 1920s to celebrate a century of memories here at Memorial Stadium. As marching Illini with the first collegiate band to break military ranks and form a block letter, the illustrious Block I, we proudly present this arrangement by Illinois alum J.R. Tremp titled Forever Illini. The song Fight Illini, known as the Stadium Song, was composed in 1921 by journalism major Rose Oltuski and sung at the stadium dedication in 1924. We bring this song back to life with the Marching Illini 100 years later. Here is Fight Illini. Selection was written for and dedicated to the University of Illinois bands by the renowned composer Edwin Franco Goldman. As his first collegiate marching band to sing on the field, listen closely during the middle of the piece for the voices of the Marching Illini as we sing our praise to thee. Paying tribute to 100 years of Memorial Stadium, we proudly conclude today's performance with the spirited sounds of Illinois March. 26 by the Marching Illini. There is no more celebrated tradition on any college campus than the 3-1, which embodies pride, tradition, excellence, and loyalty to this great university in the most exciting 4 minutes in college football. The message march of the Illini, pride of the Illini, and root to the orange. It has stirred the hearts of Illini fans for generations. Here is the incomparable 3-1. Today's Spirit of the Illini, family members of George Huff, Robert Zupke, and Fred Graves. Now stand and join in singing Hail to the Orange.
Well, as the Illini marching band begins to march off the field, first half action brought to you by James Meninga and Zak Schteingart. I, on the other hand, am Luke Beally, joined here alongside with Henry Wong. An eventful half for the Wolverines right there, as Michigan trailing 13-7 up to this stage of the game. Michigan has a lot of work to do, Henry. It's a half that seemed as if almost nothing was working in Michigan's favor. Michigan caps off the drive, caps off the quarter, caps off the half with a touchdown. Some positive momentum. What does Michigan have to do on both sides of the ball to really solidify a comeback and to clean up their play that was considered messy in the first half?
Yeah, coming into this game, Jack Tuttle being the new quarterback for Michigan, I think one of the things that has been talked about all week is how Jack is better in the passing game than the two quarterbacks, Orji and Warren, that they had before. And I think that's something that they tried to get going early on in this game, is to try and incorporate that passing game and you could see that it wasn't really working out for the Wolverines.
Sure.
And then as that game kind of went on, closer into the second half there, they kind of realized we got to go back to our basics. They went back to that run game with Mullings, and you could see that one drive that ended up in a touchdown started off with 2 runs by Mullings, which then opened the field and allowed Tuttle to get a long completion there to Loveland. And that's how you're going to attack this defense. You got to use the run game, rely on that run game. That has worked for you in the past, and kind of bring in and sprinkle in elements of the pass game that you think Tuttle can be successful at. But yeah, that's one of the biggest things if you're Michigan and you're going into the second half that you have to focus on. Meanwhile, honestly, this Illinois team came out, fueled by this crowd, fueled by the energy in here, and they've done a lot of things very well. I would say one of the biggest things that Illinois has done well throughout the season, honestly, especially centered around their quarterback, Luke Altmaier, is his ability to run the ball and escape pressure and extend plays. And that's one of the biggest things you see from a lot of good quarterbacks when they're under pressure, escaping the pocket, escaping that pressure, and being able to run and create yardage there. That's one of the things that they've done really well throughout the year, and that's one of the vulnerabilities, actually, of Michigan's defense. Michigan plays relatively good coverage downfield and tends to give up some of those QB runs. But, yeah, what have you noticed in terms of both teams?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Henry, you and I talked about it, that final drive right there as Michigan was marching down the field. I told you, I was like, okay, Michigan finally found their identity once again. They ran the ball. Little quick checkdowns, quick little screen passes, get that chunk yardage, get the ball moving downfield for some positive yardage, and just stay disciplined most of all. I mean, Michigan has turned the ball over a couple times, got a pick turned over, got a fumble turned over, so many things have gone wrong, but have gone right for the Wolverines, and the rights just need to be reminiscent on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and speaking of things like that have gone wrong, if you look at those 2 fumbles on Michigan's side, regardless of what has happened, you look at the scoreboard now, it's a 1-score game.
It is a 1-score game. And
that just goes to speak the importance of that blocked field goal to end the first half there. Big time block. Right, if they score that field goal, this becomes a 2-score game. You're going into halftime. You're approaching it a little differently. This time, you're going into halftime and you're saying, "We score a touchdown, we're up," right? And so that's a big mentality change for a team, and that you cannot overstate how important that was. But now, yeah, if you're Michigan and you're in the locker room, you're telling your team, "We played quite possibly the worst half of football we could have, excluding that final drive."
But you're only down 1 score.
Exactly. If we polish up. The play on the field, we kind of see the field better, and some of those things were uncharacteristic.
Yeah, that's right.
You saw the fumble by Donovan Edwards. That's not something that you're going to see very often. And so if you're Michigan, you should be enthusiastic going into this second half despite being down. And, yeah, honestly, if you're Illinois, you should still feel incredibly good of what that first half looked like. They were able to, create turnovers on defense. Their offense looked pretty good. They struggled a little bit with some of the red zone conversion. But besides that, Illinois' offense has been incredibly explosive against this defense.
Yeah, you hit it. You hit the nail on the head there, Henry. Good news for Michigan is, though, they're only down 1 score, and they get the ball at half. We are about 10 seconds from being underway in this third quarter. And we'll have more Michigan football action for you momentarily. What do you think of Champaign so far?
Man, I love it here. I got some relatives out here, so I'm down here quite a bit. Last year I was here actually for an Illinois game. I believe I was talking to you about this earlier. I think they were playing Wisconsin. But, yeah, I love it here.
Good atmosphere out here.
Yeah. Night atmosphere. But, yeah, we got the fireworks going. You don't really see that very often. But
they shot a cannon out here, too. Kind of scared me a little bit. But
I know.
To keep you on your toes, and Michigan looks to be on their toes, too, as they finish the first half with a touchdown and get the ball back immediately. And the Illini kicking unit comes out to boot the ball away to the Wolverines to start this second half all over. Here we go. That kick is up through the back of the end zone, and Michigan will begin their drive on the 25. What do you want to see from Jack Tuttle this half, Henry?
if you're Jack, I think be a game manager. There seems to be like a bad connotation that goes with being a game manager, but there's just so much about it. I think you should, though the offense as a whole in terms of play calling should rely on the two backs that they have. But if you're Jack, read the offense quick when you get the opportunity to, and just look for those easy open passes. They'll be there, and the opportunities will be there. But yeah, just be safe with the football.
That's right. Jack Tuttle motions. Samaj Morgan out wide. Gives to Mullings. Mullings bottled up at the line of scrimmage for a gain of about only 1 or 2 yards right there.
Yeah, Mullings really coming off, a great season this year. On 3 occasions, he's been named Offensive Player of the Game, Fresno State, Arkansas State, and USC. Really leading the team in rushing yards this year. I think we expected Donovan Edwards to be in that role, but Mullings has stepped up a lot this year.
That's right.
And carrying the bulk of the load in terms of the run game.
That is right. 2 receivers split out wide. Frederick Moore motion back to the line. Tuttle gives to Mullings. Mullings again stopped at the line, only for a couple yards this time. It'll bring up 3rd down. An early 3rd down here for the Wolverine offense, and a big 3rd down for the Illini defense.
Yeah, Mullings bottled up there a little bit. 3rd downs, incredibly important in football games. So far, Michigan's 1-5 in 3rd down conversion. Hope to increase that here.
3rd and 7 is the official ruling. Jack Tuttle standing in shotgun. Edwards that is Mullings to his side, 3 receivers bunched out wide to his right. 1 receiver out to his left. Tuttle staying composed. Takes the snap, drops back in the pocket, surveying, looking, and he's going to get brought down in the backfield for a sack.
Yeah, and that sack, number 83.
Tara Edwards, the D tackle, gets home right there. Number 23 it was Henry. A big-time play, big-time stop there for the Illini defense, and Michigan stalled early in this frame.
Yeah. Great job by the Illini defense, kind of stunning that momentum from the Wolverines.
Tommy Doman, though, going to send this one away. Oh, almost blocked, and Doman gets crashed into a little bit, but that ball is down at the 45-yard line, and here comes the Illini offense.
Yeah, despite the way that drive went, I do like that Tuttle's not forcing any throws. I think if it was some of our other quarterbacks through the year, you might have seen a kind of a throw forced there, but honestly, all you can ask from Tuttle at this point is to be safe with the football. Don't turn it over.
That's right.
And rely on this defense that has come into this year so highly rated. And yeah, I mean, there have been vulnerabilities, but you've seen this defense kind of step up in occasions and show you why they were, one of the top-ranked defenses in the nation.
That's right. Sun beginning to set here in Champaign, Illinois, as a shadow creeps over the field. Illini offense been able to move the ball almost at will so far on this Michigan defense. Better hope that the Wolverine defense makes some adjustments at halftime and really adjust to the mobile Altmaier and the dynamic players that they have at receiver and running back as well.
Yeah, they've really been successful running the ball today. Caden Fegan has had a lot of success only in his sophomore season. And Josh McCray also having a lot of success this year as a junior. Last week over Purdue, McCray marked his first career game with multiple rushing touchdowns coming into this game, kind of on a high. And, yeah, so far has done incredibly well.
That's right. We got 1:30 left in this media timeout. Wolverine defense looking to come together and really have a second half here to prop the Michigan offense back up on its shoulders. But, man, do the Wolverines need something positive, whether it's a turnover on defense, a big play on offense, or, just another 7 points on the board. It's momentum for this offense or, just for the team in general.
Yeah, and honestly, I think one of the matchups that we were thinking about, we might not have been thinking about this matchup as much coming into this week, is this Michigan defense against this Illini offense, just because of how sneaky good the Illini offense has been this year. Altmaier has had no trouble finding the end zone, except maybe against that game against Penn State, but Penn State has had a really strong team this year. But other than that, whether that was against Nebraska, he's coming off 2 4-touchdown games, and, that just goes to show.
Great.
Yeah, that just goes to show the explosiveness of this offense. They picked up Franklin, who's been a stud. You know, Pat Bryant has also been a stud, and yeah, they've been able to find those offensive pieces, and it's really been coming together for them. You know, Franklin just transferred in this summer, actually. You know, was a senior at Mississippi, had a great season, played 4 games, but ended up redshirting, transferring then here to Illinois, and with 1 more year of eligibility, hoping to make a bit of a name for himself.
Well, media timeout over. Illini offense on the field. No Will Johnson either.
Yeah, Will Johnson out for the game, and we hope to see. We'll get to see what the Michigan defense can do in his absence. But we still have some pretty stout. Michigan still has some pretty stout corners and safeties out there. So
that's right. Altmaier claps his hands and gives this ball. It'll be a run up the gut for a couple yards.
Yeah, and the bulk of this defensive kind of responsibility hasn't really been in the hands of Michigan's cornerbacks or safeties. It's more about our defensive front and kind of putting pressure on the quarterback. And we have 2 major players in Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant.
Here goes Altmaier again. Takes the snap, drops back in the pocket, pressure in his face, throws downfield. No receiver in the area. Pass incomplete. 3rd down and 7. An early 3rd down and long for this Wolverine defense, Henry.
Yeah, and that was great coverage by Hill there. Jair Hill, one of the redshirt freshmen this year. You know, we've seen some, things to be desired from Hill in this season, but he has had his moments where he's kind of stepped up and shown a lot of potential in one of those, and that play right there was one of them.
That's right. Altmaier standing composed. Michigan showing a little bit of pressure here. Will they bring it? Yes, they will. Pressure coming off the edge, up the middle. Oh, Mason Graham misses a tackle. Altmaier dishes this one off, but ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Great tip there by Barnum, and junior out of Maryland, actually. But, yeah, got a hand on it, got pressure to the quarterback, and that's the key, like I was just talking about, in terms of Michigan's defense. The real bulk of responsibility isn't with their cornerbacks and safeties. We expect the quarterbacks and safeties to kind of play good coverage, but really the responsibility is up front and trying to get pressure there, because when you get pressure, you move the quarterback, you get them uncomfortable, you get those turnovers on 3rd down.
That's right. Nice little tip drill by the Wolverines there. Nice little early 3rd down stall. 4-3 and out. Fake punt here from Illinois. Nothing but wide open terrain in front of them, and there they go. Down to the 20-yard line, down to the 16 about.
Wow.
A fake punt, Henry.
Fake. What a gutsy call there. What a gutsy call. And that just goes to show the amount of confidence that these coaches have in their players. But yeah, what a call by offensive coordinator Barry Looney Jr. and head coach Brett Bielema there for the Illini.
And it's a massive strike. Tanner Arkin, the tight end, with the carry on there. It's about 40 yards. That was just an incredible play call. Now all of a sudden we're in the red zone.
They fooled me.
They fooled me for sure too. I was expecting Samaj Morgan to return that ball in about 3 seconds and snap to the tight end. And what do you know? Red zone territory here for Luke Altmaier. Altmaier in shotgun. Gives to his back, running up the middle. Just a couple of yards. Aiden Lowry brings up 2nd and 6.
Man, what a play for the Illini. If you're Michigan's defense, you feel like you had a great 3 and out. You pinned them. You got a tip for the 3rd down, forced a 4th down punt, and now in the blink of an eye, it's first and 12.
2nd and 6 now in the red zone though. Luke Altmaier claps his hands, fakes the give, and he'll run right up the middle, only to be met in the 2nd level of the defense. Derek Moore on the tackle. Makari Page, excuse me. Safety came down from his spot.
Yeah, good tackle by Page there. But that was one of the things that we were talking about prior to this game, is the danger of Altmaier and his feet. He can run the ball. and he can escape pressure, and that's one of the things that Michigan's defense will have to look out for.
3rd and 1 here. Ball in the 7. 10 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. Illini threatened to score. Altmaier under center is going to motion his man out wide. He's going to give up the middle. Oh, just a stretch for the end zone was Josh McCray, but he did not get it. Knee was down.
Josh Berry keeping him just short of the end zone there. But yeah, that's Zeke Berry with the tackle. Man, Illinois' offense seems to be rolling right now.
McCray not long enough. Tried to stretch for 6 right there. Ball will be placed at the 1. Illini knocking on the door once again. McCray, the lone back. Altmaier under center. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Altmaier waiting patiently for his snap. He'll sneak it himself, and he'll get in there for 6. Illini strike again, 19-3, or 19-7 it is.
Yeah, they run the quarterback sneak, and that's just kind of goes back to the play calling. You don't see many quarterback sneaks in college these days, but you know, the play calling by Illinois' offense has been pretty dynamic so far in this second half. And Altmaier scores again. He has had no problem scoring, as we've been talking about, but finds the end zone himself this time.
Altmaier scores again, effective with the legs he is today. Takes a little tush push out to the left side, finds a little hole, finds the end zone. Michigan defense really thought they had a 3rd down stop, a 4th down punt, all to be fake punted into the red zone, and that's 7 on the board. Oh no, looks like they're going to go for 2 here actually.
Illinois feeling some momentum here. You know, sometimes when coaches feel like they have a team on their heels, they'll start to go for it, start to kind of push the envelope a little bit, and maybe we'll see that from the Illini.
Oh, we got an official review, presumably to determine if Altmaier's knee was down. I'm not quite sure. It looked like he was in from up here.
Looks like they're going to review that touchdown from Altmaier. But
no replay on the board. It looked good to me. Oh, here's the replay right here. Can't tell from that angle. The bird's eye's not good enough for me.
Yep. It did look, as you were saying, from our angle that he was in there. And
still can't tell.
Doesn't seem to have any evidence to refute that so far from the replay.
I think this call is going to stand. I'm no professional, but
yeah, no, it looks like it's going to stand. And it's interesting to see if Illinois still decides to go for 2 on this one.
Call confirmed. It is a touchdown. Luke Altmaier, 1-yard little tush push, gets him in the end zone. Michigan defense is going to stay on the field, presumably to match up with the Illini 2-point conversion attempt.
Yeah, Illinois lining up for 2. If they score this 2, they make this game. They're trying to put this game out of reach, essentially, for the Michigan Wolverines. And
that is backup quarterback Donovan Leary in there as well. That is not Luke Altmaier. Josh McCray to his left. Interesting choice here to go for 2 on the 3. Leary steps back, corner shot, toe tap. 2-point successful.
Yep. Wow.
21-7, Henry.
Yeah, interesting play call there, bringing in the backup, Donovan Leary. Hasn't gotten many snaps. I think he got a snap against Purdue, but yeah, interesting play call there. Maybe to distract the defense a little bit, but floats it to the end zone, back pylon. 1-foot tap.
That's exactly it, a little back pylon throw from Donovan Leary right there.
That was a pretty good catch there as well.
That's right, Luke Altmaier embraces him on the sideline. It's a 2-score game now for the Wolverines, trailing 21-7. 9:16 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Michigan needs to start playing desperate, but also stick to their little mojo they got going on. The run game that was ever so effective in the latter half of the first half.
Yep. You saw that run game kind of get stunted a little bit in that first drive from Michigan, but one of the things is you just really can't go away from what you're good at. Sooner or later, you saw it to close out this first half, that it works, you know? And so I'd like to see Michigan kind of still lean on that and try not to deviate from what has been successful for them so far. But yeah, if you're Michigan, you're really in dire need of some offense.
Sure.
You know, defensively speaking, it's been the score thing is kind of deceiving. You know, Illinois they scored off some turnovers from the offense and scored obviously off that amazing fake punt call there. But yeah, I mean, I think Michigan's defense has played sufficient so far. Spare a few special plays here and there, but yeah,
it's complimentary football, Henry.
Yeah, if you're Michigan's offense right now, you're letting your defense down, and you know it's time to put some points on the board. If you want to be in this game, if you want to have any hope on saving this season, you're going to have to put points on the board. You can't just be a team that relies on the defense to shut them down. We've seen teams with spectacular defenses, but if you can't score, you can't win a game. So
that would be correct. Illini fans having quite the time today. A lot of smiles on the Jumbotron as the Small Fries cam holding little children up there. What movie is that? Lion King style.
Yeah.
Lion King style. It's been a minute since I've seen that movie, but
has been a minute.
Nothing but good vibes here in Champaign. Wolverines looking to have some of their smiles back on their face.
Yeah, what a game for their 100th year memorial game. But so far, you can already tell the big difference in offense. You know, Tuttle's 6 for 10, 45 yards. Altmaier's got 68 yards and a touchdown.
And a lot of rushing yards on top.
And he's run for 53 yards and a touchdown. So
that's right.
Yeah. That just goes to show how much a quarterback can impact the dynamic of an offense. You know, last year with J.J. McCarthy, I think he was underappreciated. People called him, you know, a game manager. People said he couldn't, you know, he didn't really matter that much in the offense because we were handing it off to Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards so much. But now you're just seeing how much Michigan is missing a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy.
Well, this is the Michigan team that lost 19 starters, a head coach, and 2 coordinators.
Oh, yeah. Certainly didn't expect them to be the same, but as we kick off.
Yeah, nevertheless, kickoff goes through the back of the end zone, and Michigan will get the chance on the 25 once again of their own to jumpstart this offense and put some points on the board, Henry.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they draw up here. We keep saying we expect them to lean on that run game, but I think Illinois expects them to lean on that run game as well. And I was saying, you can, since Tuttle can throw the ball, maybe sprinkle in some plays here and there, switch it up a little bit.
Positive yardage. Wolverines need it.
Yeah, and Morgan's lined up one-on-one on the outside. Maybe you see something there happen, but
safety up top, 2 receivers out to his right, 1 to his left. Tuttle takes the snap, drops back, caught on the sideline.
Yeah, and that's a good gain right there.
Gain of 17 yards there for the Wolverine offense. That's positive. It's a positive chunk that we were talking about right there, Henry.
Yep. And as I was saying, you know, Illinois maybe expected Michigan to lean on the run game there, but comes out with a pass. Got a good play there. 12 yards downfield.
Yeah, quick little strike ball on the 42 now, 17-yard play. Bredesen motioned into the backfield, the fullback. Tuttle claps his hands, gives to Mullings. Nice little run downfield for about 6.
Yeah, Mullings seeing the hole there, just couldn't break free from the tackling. But yeah, good tackle by Illinois' defense there.
That'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, but so far, first 2 plays for Michigan, both got some decent yardage, looking good. See what Michigan can make this drive into.
That's right. It's about positive chunks here for this Wolverine offense. Donovan Edwards now back in the game for the Wolverines. Jack Tuttle is going to motion him out wide. He is standing on the sideline now as a receiver next to Samaj Morgan. 2 receivers to his left. Samaj Morgan motion into the backfield. He'll get this jet sweep. Morgan turns upfield for a loss. No room to go there for Samaj Morgan. 3rd and 7 now. 3rd and long.
Yeah, and that's a great tackle there, I think, by number 9, Seth Coleman, the linebacker for Illinois. Senior out of Florida with the tackle for loss there. But yeah, you've seen that play run a couple times this year. The jet sweep and the reverse for Samaj Morgan. Morgan with the burners, but there just couldn't beat him to the edge and got tackled there.
Kalel Mullings alone back alongside Jack Tuttle here. He's going to motion him out wide. Tuttle takes this pass, flicks it over to Colston Loveland, the tight end, turning upfield for a Michigan first down.
Yeah, it's a good run there by Loveland.
Interesting little play call, too, there, wasn't it,
Yeah,
Henry?
interesting. Kind of back-to-back, you know, reverse jet sweeps there.
Nice little pitch to the tight end, Colston Loveland. He'll pick up 9 yards. Ball in the 46 of the Illini now. 1st and 10 here. Wolverines down 21-7, 6:48 left to play in this third quarter.
Yeah, but so far, if the Wolverines offense has been able to move the ball, so that's something to be optimistic about on this drive. We'll see if they can turn this momentum into points on the board. That's
right. Tuttle under center now. Edwards, the motion back. Tuttle fakes a pitch, looking deep. Can't find a guy. He's going to dump it off to Edwards. In the dirt, passing complete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Tuttle looking for a shot downfield there, but good coverage by the Illinois secondary. And yeah, I mean, honestly, not forcing anything downfield, being a little more conservative. Maybe that's something in terms of the coaching. You know, just take the yardage that you can get. Unfortunately, couldn't catch it on the outside pass there.
That's right. 2nd and 10 now for this Wolverine offense. Bredesen set as an extra tight end in the game. One receiver to his right, one to his left. Mullings in the backfield. Tuttle takes the snap, gives to Mullings. Mullings looking upfield. He'll rumble forward for about 3 to 4 yards. Another 3rd and long situation here for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Mullings running into another wall here. Now this is an interesting spot if you're Michigan, right? Because typically this is a spot where you're going to throw the ball, but given the circumstances with your quarterback, is this a spot where perhaps you still go back to the run game? Maybe are you in 2-down territory at this point? That's something that you got to think about if you're Michigan's offensive coordinator. Just given how your offense has played, how the defense has looked, maybe it is 2-down territory. Maybe you get a run here.
Tuttle in panic mode, trying to communicate with his guys. He'll take the snap, give to Mullings. Mullings looking upfield. He's got space for a Michigan first down.
Yeah. Great run by Mullings there, splitting the gap. Great block by the offensive line, too.
That's a gutsy play call on 3rd and long, too, Henry.
Yeah, you know, as I was saying, usually 3rd and long, you're in a passing situation, but just given the situation of this Michigan offense, you know, you kind of have to run it there. Even if you don't get it, even if you don't get the full yardage, I think, on a 3rd down, you can go for it on a 4th down. Just given the situation of this game, the dire need for Michigan to put points on this board. I think this is a pivotal drive for them. They have to score here.
Both backs in the game. Kalel Mullings to his right. Edwards the motion back. Tuttle's going to fake the give. Dump it off to Loveland. Loveland looking upfield. He's got yardage for about 7 yards as he scurries out of bounds.
Yeah, Loveland getting a great block there from the left tackle, Jeffrey Percy, in the open field, allowing him to pick up a couple more yards there.
Percy stepping up in Miles Hinton's absence. It's a big hit for the Wolverines, the national championship left tackle. But Percy making a nice block downfield.
Michigan dealing with a lot of roster problems, a lot of people missing, but still, right? Next man up.
Next man up, Jack Tuttle, empty backfield. He's going to motion Mullings to his right side. 3 receivers out wide to his right. Tuttle claps his hands, gives to Mullings. Mullings, oh no, he's going to fake the give, keep it. Rumble down there for a first down. He's going to follow Mullings all the way down there. That's a little fun play.
Yeah. I like to see what Michigan's offense is doing right now, kind of switching it up a little, being more dynamic, not being as predictable, so to speak.
That's right.
Right? If this was the classic Michigan offense past couple of weeks, you're expecting just run after run after run, right? Or, you know, now we're seeing some mix-ups. You see a pitch, you see a reverse, you see jet sweeps, but yeah.
Edwards alongside Tuttle here. He's going to motion Samaj Morgan out to his left. Tuttle takes the snap. Looking.
He's got a man downfield.
Got a man, but going to get brung down by the neck. No flag on the play, but he's going to scurry down for looks like about 2 to 3 yards, and we have an Illini player down with an injury.
Yeah, I think everyone in the stadium's kind of reacting to the same play that we saw. You saw Colston Loveland break free there down the sideline towards the end zone, which, well, kudos to Illini's defense there, getting pressure to Tuttle early. If not, kind of that was supposed to be a touchdown.
That's right. Tuttle's pocket kind of collapsed there thanks to the Illini front. Tuttle kind of looked off Loveland because he didn't have enough time down there, and either way, he picks up positive yardage. It's
tucks it, and runs. See, that's the thing that, you know, Tuttle, I think, just being a more experienced quarterback in comparison to Ward and Orji, has done incredibly well this season. Obviously, there are times where he tucks it that results in a fumble, and those are the times where you're like, well, that's just about ball security. But he has great awareness in the pocket in terms of feeling pressure, knowing when to throw the ball. In that situation, you might expect a younger quarterback to kind of try to force that ball to Loveland. Maybe that gets tipped. Maybe, you know, it gets knocked out of the hands for a fumble. All right, but Tuttle tucks it, gets some yardage there. Even though it didn't result in the touchdown that may have happened, if kind of, you know, we saw Loveland open there, but even though it didn't result in a touchdown, it was still a positive play, and that's really a nice addition to Michigan's offense.
Dennis Briggs Jr., the injured Illini player, the D-end, starting D-end for the Illini, is helped off the field. He is walking ever so gingerly to the locker room, it seems.
Yeah, and it's good to see him walking at least. We wish him all the best. Hopefully nothing serious there.
A valuable D-end. Briggs has been to this team with 2 sacks on the year, 3 tackles for loss, 22 tackles total.
Yeah, been a cornerstone piece for them, but.
Oh, he's going to get brought into the medical tent. We'll see if we see him again tonight or not. But either way, we got a media timeout, about a minute left in it. And this Wolverine offense is driving.
Yeah, they've been moving the ball great. Like I was talking about, you know, Tuttle has been making some good decisions. The game awareness, I think, is something that Michigan's offense has been missing. It's been nice to see a quarterback now that can feel the pocket collapsing and, you know, make the smart decision and run the ball and gain some positive yardage there.
That's right. It's important not to get giddy in the pocket, not to throw up a careless ball into the end zone. So who knows what happens, double, triple coverage, who knows?
Yeah. And
into turnover territory. This is a critical stage of the game.
Oh, certainly is. And just speaking of, like, experience, you know, Tuttle is a graduate prior to Michigan. He played at Indiana and, you know, 15 games, 5 starts at quarterback, completed 104 of 182 passes, was a team captain and was, you know, 2-time All Big Ten.
He's a veteran for sure. Wolverine offense back on the field. Donovan Edwards out wide. To his left, Max Bredesen to his side, and 2 receivers out wide to his right. Edwards going to get motioned behind Tuttle. Claps his hands. Edwards gets the ball. He's got room to run on the left side. Turns up for a first down. Michigan in the red zone. Nice little first down run there.
Nice little first down run. Edwards kind of eats a hit there at the end. But yeah, Michigan's offense is rolling. This is red zone territory. I think Michigan has kind of struggled before today in terms of red zone conversion, but so far they've had 1 trip and one touchdown. So it'll be interesting to see if they can score here and continue that streak on the day.
An important score this would be. Extra heavy set here for the Wolverines. Edwards the lone back. Tuttle under center. Excessive noise, the scoreboard says. It could get loud in here. Tuttle fakes the give to Edwards. He's going to roll out right. Evades a tackle. He's going to take off for a couple yards. Henry, this is exactly what we talked about.
Oh, yeah. Tuttle with a spin move to break the tackle there. Great awareness. Like I said, you know, just his pocket awareness, sensing the defense, sensing the rush and the blitz there. Yeah. Turns it into a positive play still, and that was a good decision by Tuttle.
Way to get out of that tackle. Tuttle in shotgun. Mullings to his left. Bredesen out wide as a tight end. 2 receivers to Bredesen's right. Bredesen, of course, can be motioned under center. Mullings going to get this ball, rumble forward to about the 5 or 6. And we got a 3rd down and about 5, Henry.
Yeah, looking like 3rd down and 6. So this is, we go back to those 3rd down plays that we were talking about earlier and how key they are to a football team. And yeah, this is, Michigan had a massive 3rd down earlier where they ran the ball and converted. Here we go again with another 3rd down. And
it's got to be 4 down territory, right?
This is absolutely 4 down territory. If I'm Michigan, I'm running it on this play.
Tuttle looks at his playbook. Mullings to his right, 4 receivers split. Samaj Morgan, the motion man, faked.
Always there.
Tuttle rolls out right. Oh, and he's brought down, sacked around the 10-yard line. No man open.
Yeah, you saw him peek at Loveland there. Loveland just sneaking out, trying to get open for his quarterback. You saw him peek at Loveland. Maybe was a little hesitant to throw that ball, just given the two safeties that were sitting back there. But yeah, I mean, that was a play where if I was Michigan's offense, I would have called a run play. I think you were in fourth down territory. If you could get any yardage there, it would have been a plus. But now you're forced to kick a field goal. And points are points, but you would have definitely liked to see a touchdown there.
Dominic Vada lining up for this field goal. Snap good, kick up, blocked. Free chicken nuggets for the Illini fans and 0 points for the Wolverine offense.
Yeah, and Illinois returns the favor to Michigan. They had a field goal blocked by the Michigan special teams to close out the half, and they blocked a field goal to close out this third quarter.
Ugh, what a nightmare for the Wolverine offense. Snap kind of bobbled.
Yeah.
Zvada, who's almost been perfect this year.
No, he has been. He's been a fresh taste of fresh air for the Michigan offense. You know, having a good kicker can do a lot for you. Zavada's been 7 for 7 on extra points, 5 for 5 on field goals. Gets one blocked there.
Gets one block there. Wolverine offense moves backwards, courtesy of the sack, which would have stopped a potential 7 points. Henry, I think I got to agree with you. That should have been a run by the Wolverines in a 4-down territory inside the 5-yard line.
When you're sitting at 3rd and 6, right? Well, 3rd and goal. If you can get any yardage on that play, let's say you get 3-4 yards, you end up with a 4th and 2, 4th and 3. That is so much more manageable in terms of going for it on a 4th down. You can still run that ball. You can do play action. You can fake it. You know, there's just so many options in terms of a 4th and 2 in comparison to
a 4th and 10.
A 4th and 10, exactly, where you like try to get a play going, but you can't. And so, you know, I think that just kind of goes back to play calling. Obviously, there was that's really just up to the coaching. You know, maybe the coach thought it was better to run a pass play there, but it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting call.
Either way, no points on the board for the Wolverines after a solid drive.
Yeah, and that's really devastating if you're the Wolverines. Push it downfield. You push it downfield like 60, 70 yards and end up with no points. That's got to hurt.
It has to hurt. We got a minute left in this media timeout. Ugh. If you're Michigan, you're going to want something different than that. That was just a disastrous red zone approach.
Yeah, we talked about this with the Michigan team throughout the year, right? Red zone conversion, settling for field goals over touchdowns, that's been a massive problem, right, throughout the year. Whether that has been in the past games, you know, against Washington, it was a big problem. Against, you know, even though in the USC game, even though we won that game, it was a problem. But it's just been reoccurring. You know, when we play good teams, good defenses, we've had a problem in converting on the red zone. You know, just settling for field goals. And this time, even though we tried settling for a field goal, we get it blocked. And so, yeah, it's a bit of a problem if you're Michigan. But, yeah, it's definitely something left to be desired in terms of that.
Well, even if you get those 3 points, if you're Michigan, that's only a 2-point touchdown conversion away from a tie game here. If this Wolverine defense comes out, stands tall, it's a completely different ball game.
Yeah.
But the Illini dictating the pace here. 27 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, you could tell the moment they went for that 2-point conversion earlier, bringing out the backup quarterback for that 2-point conversion. You could tell. Man. You could tell this team is feeling themselves right now. They're rolling, and they feel like they have Michigan on their heels. And Michigan, you know, it's up to their defense to see if they can make a stand now.
That's right. Altmaier back in the game. Going to give this ball only to be bottled up at the line of scrimmage is Josh McCray. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 here. Yeah. And this will probably bring us to the end of the third quarter.
It's a good tackle there by Graham. Kind of closing out this quarter for us. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it for the quarter. We'll head to the fourth. Illinois Fighting Illini up 21 to Michigan 7. Not really ideal if you're the Wolverines, but I mean, there's a lot of football left to play.
Definitely.
A big turnover on defense for the Wolverines would go a long way here.
Yeah, yep. This drive is pretty crucial. We can hold Illinois. If Michigan can hold Illinois to no score on this drive, you leave this game alive. If you let them score a touchdown or even a field goal, you put this into a 3-score game.
And it's ugly football from there.
Then the clock starts to eat at you. But if you can get a 3-and-out, a turnover on this drive, if you're Michigan's defense, and if your offense can convert early in the clock, then your hope for this game is still alive. But yeah, so far there really hasn't been any evidence to suggest that would happen, just given how both teams have played. Illinois has just been feeling, on a groove.
I will say, though, this is my favorite part of Illinois football games, this halftime sprint. This guy's really quick. Oh, man. It's got to be the fastest man alive right there, number 77. Racing students. That's incredible.
You know who that reminds me of? That reminds me of that Frozone guy.
Oh, for baseball. I think he plays for, the Braves? I don't know.
Yeah. But love to see those traditions.
He's quick. What do you think your 40 time would be?
Man, don't ask me that. me and my roommates, we did a combine for fantasy this year, and let's just say was not in the top 10.
That's okay. That is okay. We are only students.
Yep.
Trying our best.
I'm getting old. Legs not working as well.
Hey, getting old, Henry. That we are. 15 minutes left to play in this football game. Wolverines down 21-7. 2nd and 9 here for the Illini offense.
Yeah, been a minute since I heard YMCA.
YMCA. We heard Macho Man in the car.
Oh, yeah.
A similar tune by the same band. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Sure is. YMCA. This Illinois crowd.
Man, feeling it today, aren't they?
Happy.
Michigan faithful still in the stadium. Great fan base, great alumni base.
Yeah, great to see so many Michigan fans out here, actually. We were talking about this on our drive over, ran into a lot of people. But yeah, a lot of Michigan people made the trip down to Champaign, Illinois.
That is right. We have a minute left in this media timeout. As Jordan Poulter, the 2-time Olympic medalist for the Illini, is shown on. Volleyball legend, they call her. Little standing O, American gold medalist and silver medalist, I believe. Cranks that horn, fires up the Illinois crowd. We got some football left. Fireworks. It's a great atmosphere here.
It's a great atmosphere.
Watch out for that cannon, though.
Just don't point it our way.
Don't point it our way, I'll tell you that. A turnover here for the Michigan defense will go a long way, or a 3-and-out. Michigan needs the ball back ASAP to get some points on the board and really scramble here if they want to win this football game.
Coming into this year, everyone knew in terms of Michigan, it would be Wink Martindale's defense and whether or not they can make a stand and how good they would actually be. And if there was ever a time for them to make a stand, it would be on this drive right here.
That is correct. Luke Altmaier stands in there, who's had a day today. Empty backfield, though. Gonna clap his hands, take this snap, drop back in the pocket, pressure on the edge, and he's gonna dump this one off for positive yardage and an Illini first down.
Yeah.
Pat Bryant, the reception.
Altmaier finding Bryant there.
It's a gain of 13, Pat Bryant.
Yeah, Pat Bryant is a senior this year, one of the team captains. Entering week 8, he has 7 touchdown catches, tied for 4th in the nation. 16 career touchdown, leads the Big Ten with 8 receptions to 20-plus yards. That was one of them.
He's been a star for the Illini offense. As Altmaier's backfield's crowded with tight ends, fullbacks. Nevertheless, McCray's going to get the ball, rumble forward for 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, we were talking about McCray earlier, but he scored his first rushing touchdown of the season in the season opener against Eastern Illinois. Posted his first career 3-touchdown game, actually, the other day against Purdue. And, yeah, rushed for 2 scores, also recorded his first touchdown reception. But, yeah, this team is just coming off a heater. And they're rolling off against, you know, wins against Purdue, wins, past couple of weeks have been doing well.
Illinois not to be overlooked. Altmaier, 3 receivers wide to his right. McCray to his left. He's going to dump this one off, but the ball is tipped.
Yeah, and that's number 28, Benjamin Hall there. Got a hand on that one.
Pass batted down by Quentin Johnson.
Oh, is that Quentin?
That is Quentin Johnson. Benjamin Hall is the Michigan running back. They both wear number 28.
That's right.
Nevertheless, an incomplete pass. 3rd and 6 here. A big stop chance for the Wolverine defense as the clock stops. 13:33 left to play here in this 4th quarter. Altmaier, 2 receivers to both sides. McCray to his right, takes this snap, drops back in the pocket, feeling pressure, passing complete. Just out of the hands of Pat Bryant. That'll bring up 4th down and a, may I say, possible punt, because we saw a fake earlier.
We certainly did, and it'll be interesting to see if they try to do something tricky this time again.
You're going to assume that the Illini want to be responsible here and boot this ball away, but man, I was not expecting a fake punt in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with the dynamic of how this offense has been rolling, you never know what to expect.
That's right. Punt on the way, though. It's a little low squibbler into the hands of Samaj Morgan, who calls for a fair catch around the 15-yard line. Michigan with a long ways to go.
Yeah, this goes back to what we just talked about earlier, kind of right before this drive. What did we need out of Michigan's offense? If you're Michigan, you needed a 3-and-out. They delivered. Now it's up to the offense to see if they can score the ball in this drive. Because realistically, if this drive doesn't end with a score, there might not be enough time on the clock, you know, for them to come back in this game.
It is desperation mode here for the Wolverines. 13:22 left to play in this 4th quarter. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in our media timeout. It's a beautiful day for football, I must say, though.
Certainly is. Yeah. And so far, I think kind of the tale of the game has been the difference in quarterback play. You've seen some incredibly good plays by Luke Altmaier, whether that was, you know, throwing it under pressure and getting those completions, running it out of pressure. But, yeah, Tuttle, 9 for 14, 79 yards. Altmaier in their hand, 9 for 18, throwing it for 80 yards, running it for 53 yards. And, yeah, has his offense rolling right now.
Well, you're going to expect to see a little bit more of Tuttle's arm at this stage of the game. Michigan, the quarterback carousel in this 2024-2025 season thus far. Can't really find an answer at the quarterback position. Tuttle playing serviceable today, but the Michigan offense not really able to get humming overall.
Yeah, and one of the things we talk about in terms of the passing game, beyond obviously the quarterback situation, which perhaps it isn't ideal, is, you know, the receiving part of it. You obviously have a tight end in Colston Loveland, who is ranked high and is one of the touted tight ends in the nation. However, outside of him, you know, you kind of struggle to find completions. Right now, Samaj Morgan has 3 receptions, Hansen has 1, Klein has 1, but yeah, you're really looking for some more opportunities there on the outside.
It's not really an air raid offense. It's classic Big Ten football the Wolverines play. Only 9 receptions for Jack Tuttle today. But expect Michigan to look to the air more this drive and this stage of the game. If they want to get some points back on the board here, 25 seconds left in the media timeout. We'll be back underway for the Wolverine offense to play some scramble football. Get loud, says Memorial Stadium. It's been a great atmosphere here today in Champaign, Illinois. But the day is not over. Wolverines look to send some of these fans home sad, shocked, surprised. And Jack Tuttle, the man at the helm, will start it. Tuttle in shotgun with Kalel Mullings to his right. Bunch of receivers to his left.
Yeah.
And 1 to his right. Frederick Moore in motion. Tuttle takes the snap. He's got time back there. He's got a lot of time. He's going to roll right, dump it off, pass in the dirt, intended for Frederick Moore, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you definitely see the intent to kind of throw the ball a little more. Michigan lining up with 11 personnel. It's 1 tight end, 1 back, 3 receivers, and so you definitely see an inclination for them to throw the ball a little more. But yeah, Illinois, good coverage there, sitting back in cover 2. Kind of playing the zone a little bit.
That's right, a personnel switch as more receivers come in. Kendrick Bell, Tyler Morris, and Amarion Walker. 2 running backs in. Donovan Edwards motioned in the backfield as Kalel Mullings is already currently stationed there. Tuttle takes the snap, gives to Edwards. Edwards running upfield. He's got a little bit of room, and he'll rumble forward and is hit late at the sideline. Flag comes in. That is a late hit.
Yeah, ref was right there on the sideline to see it. Throws the flag immediately.
Absolutely a late hit. Edwards was hit as soon as he steps out of bounds. And that helps the Michigan offense quite handsomely.
Yeah, and you really didn't need that if you're Illinois' defense. That was kind of just a slip on their behalf. You know, you give extra yardage to a Michigan offense that has struggled a little bit to move the ball. But yeah, I mean, if you're Michigan, that's a good break for you.
Illini fans wanted to hold on that one. Not sure what they're talking about. You can maybe hear it on the there's a hold, someone says. Either way, ball's at the Michigan 37 now.
A lot of refs sitting in these crowds.
That is right. Jack Tuttle, though, in the pistol. Kalel Mullings directly behind him. 2 receivers out to his right. Tuttle claps his hands, fakes the give to Mullings. Tuttle, patient, opts to Mullings. It's a safe play.
Yep.
For about 8 yards.
Yep. And Tuttle was really looking downfield there at Loveland, but, you know, didn't see enough space for him to feel comfortable throwing that ball. Instead, checks it down.
And honestly, that's a good decision by Tuttle, too. There was not a lot of space in that secondary.
That is a good decision. Checks it down, you know, to Mullings and gets 8 yards.
2nd and 2, 12:22 left to play in this 4th quarter. Michigan needs to get going. And the pistol again is Tuttle, reticent to his right. Mullings will get the ball, run up the middle for a first down and a little bit more. Over to about the 46 of the Illini side of the field.
Mullings carrying 3 men there for 3 yards.
Definitely a big boy run. That's a linebacker converted running back. He runs hard.
Oh, yeah, and you see the size on him, too. You know, just pushing and pushing, and he's been able to.
That's a big guy.
That is a big guy. It's hard to bring him down.
I would not want to bring him down. That is a fact. I am 6 foot 200 pounds. I could not do that. Jack Tuttle, though, in shotgun. Kalel Mullings to his left.
Yeah, they're going back to 11 personnel again.
That's right. 2 receivers to his right. Tuttle's going to take the snap, roll out right, looking for a man, pressure, and he's brought down. Oh, look who it is. The former tent visitor of Dennis Briggs Jr., the edge rusher, will come down with a sack right there. He's healthy.
Oh, he is. And, yeah, that's one of the things. When you go to 11 personnel and you put those wide receivers out there, you reduce the amount of coverage and protection you have on the inside. You don't have those running backs that can act as secondary blockers, and that kind of opens up.
And that's a Colston Loveland block he shed, too.
Yeah.
Not an ideal matchup.
That opens up the pass rush.
2nd and long here, 2nd and 19. Tuttle takes the snap. He's going to roll out right. He's pressured once again. Looking for a man, and he finds him. Colston Loveland feet look like they were out of bounds, but they will call it a catch. I'm sure this is going to be reviewed. Henry, what do you think?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be reviewed. The crowd doesn't like it. I think he might have been able to get that toe drag in there, but that is a close one. Yeah. Looks like if he kept that second toe down, it'll be interesting to see if he was able to
did keep that toe down. There's no review. 3rd and 10. Illini fans not happy. A lot of refs here.
Yeah, Michigan going quick. They don't really want them to have another look at that.
That's right.
Yeah, they wave it off before they can snap the ball.
That's right. This will be reviewed here. Illini fans really don't like that call.
Yeah, you could tell Michigan they didn't love it either. So they were trying to go quick, trying to see if they can beat the clock, beat the refs. But
looked like a 50-50 catch as Loveland catches the ball with his right foot in bounds, but was that left foot?
The question is when
his left foot was in bounds, but his right foot might have crossed over and stepped. That's a catch.
The question is, Was his toe still dragging when he caught the ball?
Henry, that's a catch.
I think in my book, I think it might be a catch. Obviously because the on the field ruling is a catch, so I don't know if there's enough to overturn it. But yeah.
Either way, Colson Loveland.
Either way, pickup of 9 yards, 3rd and 10. This is the kind of situation where, you know, you really don't want to be in. And Michigan has found themselves in quite often, you know, these 3rd and longs. And we were talking about this earlier on how to handle these 3rd and long situations. Do you run the ball? Do you pass the ball? You know, you have 10:24 left in the game. You're down 2 scores. This seems like a must-score drive because if you don't score here, right, you give the ball back, and if they score, the game's pretty much over. I think we go back to this all the time, but this might be, once again, 2-down territory.
All right, so Henry, let me ask you this then. Presuming that it is a 3rd and 10 and this catch does stand, do you go back to the run game and get a manageable 4th down then?
I do. I think I go back to the run game, and we try to get 4th and short. If we can get 4th and short, that's when you might be a little more dynamic. You know, maybe play action, fake the run, see if you can get a quick, you know, out route, maybe on the flat. But yeah, I think this is 2 downs. This is a part where you got to run it, because if you get an incompletion, or you know, if you get a tackle for loss and you're Michigan, that really just kind of seals your game for you right there. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of plays Michigan draws up here, but that is my 2 cents. The Illinois crowd screaming that that was not a catch.
It was a catch, Henry, and it stands as a catch on the field too. 3rd and 10 though, 3rd and long, ball at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like the refs don't agree with the fans. The fans not happy about it, but they're trying to make some noise here.
It's a catch.
It's a catch.
It's a catch.
100% it was a catch.
It's 100% a catch. If I'm an Illini fan, it's not a catch.
Okay, and they push us back 3 yards, 3 and 13.
3rd down and 13. A little bit longer. Still run game?
I think still the run game. You can't throw the ball here. If you throw the ball here, I mean, what are you going to do on 4th down? If you run the ball, you get a little bit of yardage, you can still kick a long field goal. So it'll be interesting. If you throw the ball, this is a 65-yard field goal, but if you run it, you get a couple yards. Long 50-plus yarder, that's still manageable for a good kicker.
Well, we got another whistle. Not sure what this one's for. Refs come together to talk once again.
Yeah.
So the ball was on the Illini 49. Fans wanted it to be moved back to the Michigan 49. It happened. That's where you heard those cheers, but either way, 3rd down and 13 here. Tuttle in shotgun.
Big play for Michigan here.
Illini showing pressure. They won't bring it. Tuttle has time. He's got a lot of time. Looking deep. Samaj Morgan wide open, and he's going to get the 1st down. Great 3rd down reception. Samaj Morgan with 14, 15 yards there on the reception.
Yeah, Morgan covered a lot of ground there, running all the way from the left side of the field and catching it on the right towards the sideline. But yeah, you know, good play call by the coach. I expected a run. I thought a run would be more manageable, but yeah, you know, when your receivers get open, it makes the pass game so much easier.
Tuttle, calm, composed, dumps that one off to Morgan. Morgan with the 1st down. Fresh set of downs here for the Wolverines.
See what they can do with it.
Tuttle with Mullings to his right. He's going to take this snap. He's got time. No, he does not. That's another sack there for the Illini defense.
That is, and you know, this is kind of the problem with 11 personnel. We keep talking about this. You leave your front kind of vulnerable to these pass rushes, and the Michigan offensive line has been a topic of contention this entire year. They lost all of their starters to the league last year, and so you got new people up there, and they've kind of struggled in the past to hold up the protection, and when you don't have those extra backs in the backfield to help block, you leave the quarterback vulnerable to these pass rush.
2nd and 18, Tuttle's with the ball tipped at the line, up into the air, 3rd and 18, Henry. What do you do now?
And here we go back to 3rd and long. Michigan's favorite situation, apparently, because they keep putting themselves in this situation.
And this time it's 3rd and extra long, too.
It is 3rd and extremely long. Now you're in a situation where you got to make the situation manageable for a possible kick.
Keep in mind, there's 8 minutes, 55 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, but look at the way they're lining up. They're going back to 11. They still going 3 wide receivers, and they're still lining up for those pass plays. And so it'll be interesting.
Colston Loveland, Kendrick Bell, Amarion Walker, Samaj Morgan. The skill players on the field. Tuttle looking deep for Colston. That should be pass interference.
That is pass interference.
But it's not. Ball thrown to the sticks. Colston Loveland held a little bit. No pass interference.
Yeah, as we look at the replay. Yeah, I guess I kind of see where the refs are going with that one, but you're going for it. You can't not go for it. 4th down and 18, you just got to go.
You got to assume this is 4th and ball game here for the Wolverines.
Oh yeah, this is the ball game right here. You don't score here, the clock just, it's an unforgiving game. So, the clock is going to catch up to you if you don't score here.
Tuttle trying to get on the same page as Samaj Morgan. He'll walk over to him. 2 receivers to his left, Kendrick Bell and Samaj Morgan. 2 to his right. Tuttle takes the snap, drops back, looking long once again. What a reception! Man, sucked the air out of this cloud. Colston Loveland.
What a catch. That's a great adjustment if you're Colston Loveland.
Huge strike. Back shoulder throw. Colston Loveland with an incredible reception.
Had to turn around, find the football again. You could tell he was looking originally over his left shoulder. Couldn't see the football. Turned her back towards the right. Saw the football. Caught it out of bounds. Great catch. Great catch
ball
by Colston Loveland.
Great catch, great ball, and if you can't hear that noise, the Michigan Wolverines are now on the red zone. Ball at the 15.
Wow, what a play for the Wolverines.
That's big time.
That was massive.
4th
that
and ball game.
was the game right there. If you didn't get that catch, that game was over. But now you're back and alive. If you score in this red zone.
Tuttle receives this snap. Looking end zone once again, and it's picked. Here come the Illini the other way. Oh.
And he might
tackle down at the 23. That'll do it. Jack Tuttle looking for Colston Loveland once again. 7 minutes, 58 seconds left in the game. You got to assume that this is Illini time to run out the clock. An errant throw by Jack Tuttle. Big time mistake after a big time play. Ugh.
Yeah. And I believe that might be number 7, Wilcher, with the interception there. Man, what a turn of events. First, you get the amazing play to Loveland, the catch out of bounds. And on the ensuing play, you throw a dot right to the defense. That's football, ladies and gentlemen. That's how quick a game can change. If you were Michigan, you thought you really had an opportunity to score there. Instead, you turn the ball over, and man, this crowd is feeling themselves right now.
That's right, Illini faithful on their feet. Michigan faithful looking to follow their way out of the doors and make that 6-hour drive a little bit more manageable back home to Ann Arbor. But a big-time play to Colston Loveland from Jack Tuttle. He thinks, oh, okay, let's do it once more. Underthrows this ball. May have been some miscommunication receiver quarterback-wise, but either way, that's a pick. That's a bad, costly turnover for the Wolverines.
If you could sum up Michigan's season this year into 2 plays, those were the 2 plays. You just see sometimes some amazing things from they have a talented group out there. You see a couple amazing things, and then it's just those costly turnovers. Michigan has struggled all year turning the ball over, whether it's fumbles, whether it's interceptions, and you can't be a good football team if you're averaging 2 to 3 turnovers a game. This is Michigan's third 3-turnover game of the season, and when you do that kind of thing, right, when your offense already struggles in and of itself, when your defense hasn't been as good as it was touted and expected to be, you add on those turnovers. That's a recipe for disaster. If you're a team in Michigan,
Luckily, this is a home game for those in Champaign, Illinois. Everyone is feeling good.
But yeah,
stadium's still packed here.
We talked about decision-making this entire game. We talked about the 2 fumbles early on. We talked about, obviously, the interception early that was overturned because of the holding call. Now Tuttle throws another interception, and that was a bad look. If you watch the replay, Loveland was there, but the coverage was good. I didn't see a man open. If I You know, I would have hoped to see Tuttle kind of maybe tuck the ball and run there. You could see the pass rush kind of getting to him. Maybe that flushed at him a little bit. You know, when you're in the mindset of we got to score, sometimes that does mess you up. But I would have liked to have seen Tuttle and his experience kind of show through there a little more. And maybe just, you could take a sack there. You can't turn over the ball, you know?
I think you could consider that a bad decision by Jack Tuttle.
Yeah, and
either way, it's a team game. Complimentary football. Michigan only scored 7 points on offense, gave up 21 thus far on defense. And here come the Illini offense once again. Luke Altmaier leading the charge after a great day that he's had.
Yeah, no, he's had an awesome day, both running and passing the ball. And there's another flag here.
Yep, that'll be a false start. Yeah, false start. So move the ball back 5 yards.
Man, 8 minutes left on the clock. What do you think? You think they got a chance here?
It's never over, Henry, I'll tell you what. But Michigan needs a turnover desperately. They need to say a lot of prayers. And, man, it's everything that could have gone wrong turnover-wise, responsibility-wise today has gone wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of caught a break there originally with the pass to Lovell, and I would have liked to see him go back to the run game in the red zone, but
just a little too giddy. But
a little giddy.
McCray's going to rumble forward here once again. Pick up a couple of yards. Doesn't look like too many.
Yeah, and if you're Illinois, you're just trying to burn clock at this point. I think McCray is going to get a lot of touches towards the end here.
I actually believe they took McCray out. That is Aiden Lowry. Aiden Lowry in the game. The Illinois native, little hometown kid. Can't hate that. But there is 7 minutes, 20 seconds left. This clock is bleeding down. 21-7, the Illini lead. Altmaier motions Lowry back. Lowry will get the snap. Nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage. That's Josiah Stewart, who's had a heck of the year for the Wolverines thus far.
Certainly has. This Illinois team, yeah, what a game for them. This was a statement game, honestly, for both teams coming in. This was a game where they're kind of sitting towards the end of the top 25. It was an opportunity for both teams to kind of cement themselves this year and maybe rise in the rankings a little bit. But yeah, Illinois looks to have taken advantage of the opportunity, making the most of it.
This game's not over, though.
Certainly isn't. You know, there's a lot of things that can happen in football. You never know. Miracles do happen. So.
That they do. Altmaier receives this snap. He's going to get pressure. Mason Graham with the sack.
Yeah.
Wolverines are going to get this ball back with 6 minutes, 20 seconds left to play.
If a miracle's going to happen, it's going to start like that with the defense, right? You know that Illinois at this point, you know, is going to play a little more conservative. At this, they're just trying to burn the clock. And so you can kind of play a little more aggressive, especially up front, right? Look to put pressure on the quarterback, you know, tackle in the run game. But, yeah. It all comes back to the offense if you're Michigan. That's the one thing that they've kind of been plagued with all year is whether or not they can put points on the board, and it'll be interesting to see what they can do here. As
Samaj Morgan, the shifty sophomore, turns upfield. He's got room to run down at the 41-42, crashing into a staff member of the Illini. Great return, great start for the Wolverine offense.
Good return there, broke free from a couple of tackles, you know, escaped some pressure, and going to set up the offense on the 35-yard line.
Henry, this game's not over. As suffocating as that interception felt by Tuttle, this game is not over. Wolverines still have 3 timeouts.
Certainly not. You know, 35-yard line. Okay, this goes back to the must-score situations. We keep talking about must-score situations. But now, this is absolutely the must-score situation in all caps.
Listen, even 3 points does it here for the Wolverines. That's still a 2-score game.
Anything does it. You have to cut this lead down to a manageable lead, right? Right now you're sitting at 2 scores. If you can get a touchdown, awesome.
Yes.
Right? If you can't, you get a field goal. You know, maybe you get another turnover. That still leaves, I think, enough time. You probably still have about 3 minutes left on this clock. If you get a quick touchdown, the 1-score game with a field goal away, maybe something happens there, right? But whatever happens, points have to go on the board if you're Michigan, right? Ideally a touchdown, but field goal will work.
Points, points, points. Luke Altmaier named one of the top players today. 9 for 18, 80 passing yards.
Yeah, what a season Luke Altmaier is having.
53 rush yards and a touchdown today. He's had a good day. A passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, a good day might be putting it a little light, but yeah, he's had an awesome day.
Jack Tuttle hopes to match some of these stats as the Wolverine offense looks to march back onto the field in about 1 minute. We'll be back underway. 5 minutes, 39 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Down 21-7 as the Illini lead the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, and you know, despite that interception kind of being fresh in everybody's mind, if you remove that from what you've seen from Tuttle today, the overall package I think has been better, right? You've seen some really good things from Tuttle.
Sure.
Whether that's escaping the pressure in the pocket, whether that is using his legs, whether that is throwing the ball downfield.
Just got to be a week of decision-making at practice.
Yeah, I think the week of practice that he's had, coming off this bye, has been good for him, kind of reincorporating himself into the offense. And you've seen a lot of good things from Tuttle, but that still leaves a lot to be desired. There's still some things that need to be cleaned up. I think it's kind of the mix of the pressure of the situation, where they are overall in the standings, where their season's at, but also specifically in this game, where this game is sitting. 5:30 left to play, down by 2 scores. He might feel a little pressure to kind of throw that ball a little more antsy. But he just got to calm down and, you know, do what he's been doing well. Just read the field. And, yeah, hope to see him make some good decisions towards the end of this game here.
Wolverines on the ball. 43 of the Illini side of the field. Tuttle receives this snap. He's going to dump this one off to Amarion Walker. Tackled around the 40 for about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, good open field tackle there.
That'll drain some clock. Wolverines need to move efficiently. 5 minutes, 20 seconds. This clock is going.
It is brutal.
Tuttle claps his hands, receives the snap, pressure coming. Tuttle dumps it off. Caught. Colston Loveland with the reception.
Yep.
That's a catch. If you can hear that, this guy's complaining. It's not a catch. It was a catch.
No,
Great
that's a catch. And if you're Michigan, you got to start moving. This clock isn't going to move any slower, so you can't be moving that slow. 3rd
down and 1. Tuttle claps his hands, gives the ball to Donovan Edwards. This will be close.
I think he got there. 3rd and 1. I think he got that yard. Let's see what the refs say.
Those chains are not moving. They'll call that 4th and 1. Kalel Mullings, the big linebacker, running back, will walk onto the field with Max Bredesen. Looks like a heavy set here for the Wolverines.
Looks like they called him just short. If you're the Wolverines, you're running it. You got to push it.
You got to push this pile. 4:20 left to play in this fourth quarter.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go. I guess not. I was expecting a tush push, maybe kind of do what Illinois was doing a little earlier, but.
Tuttle not under center here. He'll clap his hands, give the Mullings. Mullings, of course, will rumble forward for a Michigan first down. He's really good at that.
Absolutely. He's one of the best. Short yardage situations, it's so hard to tackle him. But yeah, Michigan's got to start moving. We keep talking about this. This is what happens when you find yourself down by 2 scores with only with a short clock. Everything's about speed. It's about time.
Those chains move, but this ball needs to move too. Ball in the 32 now of the Illini.
Yeah, the ref not allowing them to start the game.
And that clock is still going.
And that clock is going. The ref is standing there.
Tuttle receives the snap, looking downfield, and he's sacked once again, Henry.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's just the nature of the situation when you go 3 wideouts, right? You leave the inside vulnerable, and so far, they've been beat along the edge a lot of times. Number 79.
That was number 17, Gabe Jackus.
Yeah, but number 79, Percy, as you were talking about earlier, the replacement for Miles Hinton on the left tackle. He's been beat a couple times on these crucial situations, and yeah, another sack for the Illini defense.
Michigan's going to take their first time out here, though. 3:30 left to play. 2nd and 17.
Here we go. This is the script. This is the same script that we've seen so many times in these past couple of possessions. Second and long, right? What is the play calling on second and long? Do you run the ball? Do you throw the ball? Do you risk going back to a third and long, right? This is going to be interesting. Let's see what the Michigan offense can dial up here.
Offense back onto the field, though.
Looks like they're going to throw the ball again. So here we go. Live or die with Jack Tuttle.
5 linemen in the game. Standard package here. 4 receivers. 2 to each side. Donovan Edwards in the game. Tuttle takes this snap, drops back. He's got a little bit of time. Dumps this one off behind his intended man.
Yeah, Tuttle does not feel comfortable in that pocket. You could tell.
He's feeling the pressure.
He's feeling the pressure, especially from that left side.
Kendrick Bell passed a little bit behind him. The intended target. 3rd and 17, Henry.
We talked about this offensive line. This is when you need them. Come on, guys. You know, if there's ever a time to step up, to play above your standard, this is where Michigan's going to need those new players to step up.
A rowdy Illini crowd looks to rally this defense. Tuttle slings it low to Samaj Morgan, not able to bring it down. 4th and 17.
Yeah, and that was just behind him, and this is a do-or-die situation if you're Michigan. Doesn't look like they're sending out the field goal unit, so it looks like they're going for it on 4th and 17. And now here's the situation with 4th and 17. We know you're going to go back to 11 personnel. That's one back, that's one tight end, 2 wideouts, right? We talked about the problem with going that is that your backfield is incredibly vulnerable to pressure. How well can they sustain the protection on this play?
Looks like the Illini are only going to rush 4, though, here. They do. Tuttle looking deep. Ball just flicks out of the hands of Samaj Morgan. Incomplete pass. That'll do it for that Wolverine drive. 3:14 left on the clock. Wolverines down 21-7.
That throw was just a little too high for Morgan, just off his fingertips.
Just off the fingertips of the not-so-tall Samaj Morgan. Ugh.
Yeah, that was almost a great conversion, but as you were saying, the 5'10 Morgan just couldn't bring it in. But yeah, if you're a Michigan fan, that was a play, that was a drive that you were hoping for better results. I mean, even the drive before that, you were hoping for better results, but yeah, you can see the Michigan fans slowly filing out of this stadium.
The maze section that were once flooded with Wolverine fans is now radiating of silver bleachers. Altmaier still in the game, though. He's going to give. Man, what a run.
Yeah, but honestly, I think this is if you're Michigan, this is a major blow to your season. I mean, we talked about major blows last week. 2 weeks ago against Washington, that was a major blow. But, you know, even despite that loss against Washington, we were still ranked. That's the committee giving us, you know, the benefit of the doubt just based on last year's performance. But this year, I think, I mean, after this game, I think Michigan is most likely going to fall out of the top 25. You know, most likely going to put a period and end to our season, because I really don't see a way for Michigan to kind of come back from this, whether that's down the line where you're going to play Oregon, where you're going to play Ohio State. Those are teams that have been looking incredibly good this season. And so, yeah, not a lot of outlook in terms of Michigan's season this year, but there's some hope for next year. Hopefully some things can turn around.
Yeah, Altmaier still in the game. Josh McCray was the back with a 6-yard run. They will give to him once again, drain some clock. Oh, man, those legs are really turning for McCray today. He'll pick up the first down and a little bit more. 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs here.
Yeah. Illinois' offense rolling.
ILIINI. That's the motto of the crowd today. I didn't know they did that. It is a little catchy slogan they do.
Yeah, a little ILL ringing through the stadium.
Illini. Illinois fighting Illini. Wearing their throwback jerseys today. Henry, do you like them?
Yeah, you know, we were talking about this earlier, but no, we were saying, Are we playing Notre Dame today, or?
They look like Notre Dame for sure.
Yeah.
McCray running like he's got a little bit of faith behind him.
Oh, a little bit of a tussle there in the middle.
A little bit of a tussle. Wolverines are not happy.
I wouldn't be happy either if I were Wolverine this today.
No, that's a nice run. That is a 7-yard run from McCray, and that'll be the Michigan Wolverine third and final timeout. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left to play in this game.
Yeah, we're nearing the 2-minute warning here, so calling a timeout. Hopefully can protect some of the clock. But yeah, I mean, realistically, not a lot of hope left for these Michigan fans.
2-minute timeout on the way. Illini student section waving goodbye to Michigan already.
Yeah.
They're feeling good today.
Oh, they're loving it. They're loving themselves right now. Illinois, Champaign is going to be popping tonight.
Champagne's going to be popping tonight. That's a great metaphor.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get it, did you?
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? Hey, I might put a little bit of.
You meant to do that. Champagne will be popping tonight.
Yeah.
Altmaier alongside McCray.
Maybe I'll patent that.
Champagne's popping tonight. Altmaier claps his hands, gives to McCray once again. Bottled up in the backfield. That's a tackle for loss by the Wolverine defense. 2-minute timeout on the way. Third and long.
So what do you think about the rest of this season if you're looking at, well, I guess both Illinois and Michigan?
I think Illinois looks great today. I think they look really good. The Big Ten's a tough division, especially with the new acquisitions. But Michigan, with Michigan State remaining on the schedule, an in-state rival, a really tough opponent to play this year, elite quarterback, great receiving core, a couple of standout freshmen on that team. It's going to be a tough game against the Spartans. That game is at home, though.
Yep.
And Michigan still remaining with Oregon, Northwestern. There are still a couple games on there that are toss-ups. Oregon's hard to play. They always are.
Well, honestly, at this point, there are some teams that we thought we were for sure wins on our schedule. We at the start of the season, we might have thought Illinois was a for sure win on our schedule. But now looking ahead, Michigan State, Northwestern, those were teams that we're expected to beat. But just the way this team has been playing, even those are in question. So
that's right. Michigan's still got to see undefeated Indiana as well.
Exactly. Indiana's looking especially good this year. I actually have a buddy who's been teasing me a little bit. They're feeling themselves as well. A little bit salty about last year when Michigan beat them about like 35 to I think it was 7 or something like that. But yeah.
A good year would be an understatement for the Wolverines last year, and a good game would be a far stretch for the Wolverines today. Still 2-minute timeout, 1:40 left in the media timeout. Wolverines looking to get out of here healthy. Will Johnson, by the way, exited the game with a lower leg injury.
Man, what a loss for this team. He was really a big cornerstone. Not to have the thing there. What is this, Mr. Brightside? Are they playing Mr. Brightside?
They are playing Mr. Brightside here in Illinois.
All right. Well,
let's see who does it better.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like the crowd's feeling Mr. Brightside as much as the Big House usually is. But yeah, going back to kind of what I was saying, Will Johnson is such a cornerstone of their defense, and he plays quarterback. But having him out. We'll see how long he's out. Hopefully only a couple. Maybe he doesn't miss any time. But yeah, that's a big loss because you kind of expect him to shut off a half of the field, whether that's in coverage or people are just less inclined to throw it his way. Just how stout he's been on defense. But yeah, having him out of the field kind of leaves that defense just vulnerable in general.
Well, that sounds like an almost failed attempt at Mr. Brightside by Illinois. Hopefully that lights a fire under Michigan for their next game. You walk into a road game, they play your song on the road after they beat you. That's got to be a point of contingency in the locker room. That can't happen. Either way, Illinois back onto the field, looking to really ice this game. Altmaier in there. So is McCray. Only going to drain some more of this clock down. 3rd and 6. McCray under center. Looking around. And that'll be another timeout. Not quite sure the reasoning for that timeout.
Didn't hear the play, perhaps. So, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
anyway.
Illinois' first timeout of the half.
Regardless, 3rd and 6 for Illinois. Yeah, these stands are starting to empty out. The crowd's kind of getting the same feeling that we're getting. This game seems to be towards an end here.
Seems to be on ice. Wolverines need to be better next week.
Yeah, I guess looking ahead towards next year, there's a lot of things I think that are in question for the Wolverines. The quarterback situation is one of the biggest things.
You got talented true freshman, though, Jaden Davis, that has not played this year and probably won't play this year. We get to see him a little bit next year.
Do you think about bringing him on just a little bit towards the end of the season, just given how it's going?
I believe it was Davis and his family. It was their decision to not play him this year, but I could be wrong as McCray stumbles on his lineman's feet for a loss. This clock will drain down about 35 seconds, and the ball will go back to Michigan.
If Michigan wants to be a better team next year, I think one of the other things that they have to focus on is the offensive line. We've seen some problems just kind of this year with fresh faces on the O-line. But, yeah, they've struggled to maintain some protection. And so I guess we'll see with this game coming to an end and this Michigan season realistically also coming close to an end, we'll see if they can revamp that offensive line going into next year. Or maybe get some more touches, get some more reps in the rest of the games this season. Seems to be a flag all the way in the back.
Well, we got a couple coaches just to our right. Delay game on the offense. This ball will be moved back a little bit. Couple Illinois dads, couple Illinois faithful coaching the team. Don't snap the ball, they say. Drain this clock out.
Yep.
They know what's going on. 1:10 left in this game. Illinois drains out the most clock as they can.
Backseat drivers in football games. You got, what, like crowd seat coaches? Crowd seat referees?
That's right. It's part of the game. Can't do anything about it. This has been a terrific home win for the Illini. Let them enjoy it a little bit. Champaign again. What'll it do, Henry?
Champagne's popping tonight.
Champagne's popping tonight, and the Wolverines will instead go home sad.
Yeah, I do hear that the nightlife here in Champaign is pretty good. So the students seem to be feeling themselves. Maybe they'll be out and about. Yeah, out and about later today.
That's right. Punt on the way, though. Samaj Morgan waiting on the ball. Little wobbler will get all the way down into inside the 10-yard line. Pinned down around the 9. And the Wolverine offense will get a minute, presumably just to take a couple knees and ice this game, get out of here uninjured. Doesn't look that way, though. Normal set comes out here for the Wolverines. Tuttle, yep. Receivers out wide. They're gonna make the most out of this minute, too, left on the clock.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, you just gotta see if you can end on a positive note. See if you can, get a couple plays in here, maybe carry something forward into the next game.
That's right. Tuttle waiting on the snap, claps his hands, drops back in the pocket, dumps this one off, and the scurries out of the end zone, or out of bounds, that is.
Yeah, if you're Michigan, this might be a burn the tape kind of game. Not necessarily that you don't want to, not that there was nothing productive that came out of this, but there's a lot of mistakes that were just careless, I think.
Speaking of mistakes, there is a flag on the play as well. Unnecessary roughness on the offense.
Yeah, and when we talk about careless mistakes, this is just one of them.
That's not a penalty that's usually called on the offense.
That really isn't, but I just don't see why the Michigan offense would give them a reason to call something like that. This is a situation where you obviously didn't play the greatest game, but you want to end on a positive note. Ending on a rough, an unnecessary roughness call isn't really something that you were hoping to happen.
So that penalty will bring up 2nd and 10. Tuttle now in the end zone. Amarion Walker with the reception down to about the 16, 17-yard line. That's a nice little catch and run. Amarion Walker, originally enrolled at Michigan, transferred back in after the national championship. He's gotten a little bit of work in this game. Tuttle looking deep once again. Finds his man midfield, ball down to around the 36. This Michigan offense is going to keep going. Hansen with the reception.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to make this score a little nicer towards the end of this game. Maybe pretty it up a little bit, but
pretty it up. Let's have some dignity. We're down 14 points here.
Yeah, it doesn't really change what's happened in this game.
Tuttle takes a snap, gives it back to Hansen.
Now you see the pass game kind of get going, but could have used this a little earlier if you were Michigan.
Could have used it a little bit earlier. Hansen down inbounds, and this will bring us to around the end of the game. 10 seconds left. Let's see if Tuttle wants one more play.
Clock is running.
Claps his hands. Last play for the Wolverines. Tuttle rolls out right, throws to the sidelines, and that'll do it.
Yeah. And that's the ball game.
That's the ball game.
These Illini fans start rushing the field.
Storm the field here. Champagne's popping tonight in Illinois.
Champagne's popping tonight. I see the kids. Make sure you don't lose your kids, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a 21-7. That is a 21-7 win, Henry. The Fighting Illini beat the Michigan Wolverines 21-7.
Oh, yeah, the students are rushing out there. How are they getting out there? Yeah, student section's a little ways away from the field, but somehow they're finding their way on there.
The field is being rushed after.
What a game if you're Illinois. On this day, on this special day, celebrating the 100th year of Memorial Stadium, celebrating, you know, the galloping ghost, Mr. Red Grange. But, yeah, what a game for them. Dominant, honestly, on both sides of the ball. Scoring, kind of just scored, well, maybe not scored at will, but was able to move the ball extremely effectively. You know, mixed in a couple trick plays, got that, you know, that fake punt that we were talking about. That, I think, was one of the big plays that kind of spurred momentum for them. Yeah, Illinois was just rolling from that point forward. If you're Michigan, you kind of, you know, Michigan kind of struggled all game in terms of creating offense. Struggled especially in the red zone, and that's just the story of Michigan's season so far is red zone conversion. Michigan has struggled in the red zone, and that is just something that's going to have to change if you want to be a respectable team going forward. You know, I was listening to Shannon Sharp talk on First Take the other day, and for all the stuff that comes out of his mouth, there's one or two good golden pieces of advice, and he was saying you can't kick field goals. He was talking about the Bengals. You can't kick field goals, you got to score touchdowns, and that's the same thing if you're talking about Michigan. You can't kick field goals, you can't, you know, get turnovers on 4 downs. You got to score. And so, yeah, if you're Michigan coming out of this game, not a lot to take home, but we'll see.
Henry, you hit it all. The Michigan Wolverines lose this game to the Illinois Fighting Illini 21-7 here in Champaign, Illinois, as a mob forms in the middle of
they're acting
Memorial
like they just
Stadium.
won the national championship here.
That's a big win for sure.
Well, one team would know how that feels, but
the Illini take down the reigning national championships, Michigan Wolverines. But for all of us at WCBN, we always thank you for tuning in. I have been Luke Beally alongside Henry Wong here, James Meninga, and Zak Schteingart on the first half call. Again, we appreciate you for tuning in. Champaign is popping here tonight in Champaign. The Illini with a 21-7 win over the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, and hopefully wherever you're at home, you can go pop some champagne and enjoy your evening.
That's right, whether you're listening in Arizona, in Missouri, in Michigan, in Illinois, we appreciate you for tuning in. Stevie Wonder is going to bring the Illini fans a little bit of joy here as they file out of the field. And
man, if I could feel half as happy as these Illini fans are feeling right now every day, that'd be a great life.
What a weekend for the Illini. 21-7 win as the Illini beat the Michigan Wolverines. For all of us at WCBN, we thank you for tuning in, of course. And as always, go blue.